What's going on, everybody? It's Ryan 1988 or Justin back on another live chat. I already see some comments. Adam Jeffrey, how are ya? And then Wes Scatterbrain, what's going on, buddy? Well, you guys probably know who I have on tonight, but if you don't, you guys need to go subscribe to him. I'm talking to an awesome YouTuber who I consider to be a great friend and a great person. Christian Hanna Horror. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Man, I am alive and well. Had to get AC repairman over today, so my wallet's not doing great, but that's life. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Gosh, yeah. And where do you live again? Because you get like your summers are like hot there. So
North Louisiana, so it's pretty brutal.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty
I mean,
brutal.
I lived in Arkansas, and every summer it seemed like our air went out, and we had like hot summers there. So I can understand like summer heat. It can be brutal.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
can. So, but thank you for once again joining a live chat of mine. I really appreciate it, bud.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad you asked me.
Oh, you're welcome. You know, I we got some comments in here. We got Ali, how are you doing? Keanu, what's going on? Wes, Jay the Stingray, what's up, Jay? How are ya? So they're all saying, "What's up, gentlemen?" So thank you all for stopping in. We appreciate it. Well, let's get started. Let's talk about the first thing I always ask. I always ask YouTubers is your channel. So talk about your channel if people don't know who you are.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I think I froze up for just a
Oh,
second.
you're okay. Hey, David. So I always ask YouTubers this when they come on the live shows, and that is talking about your channel. So if anybody doesn't know who you are, talk about your channel.
Yeah, just Christian Hanna Horror. I love physical media. That's one of my favorite things. So I do a lot of movie reviews and talk about whatever release I may have. You find out pretty quickly when you watch my channel what my favorite movies are because whether I'm reviewing them or whatever it is, I somehow just kind of shoehorn those movies into whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I think a lot of us probably do. I love collecting a lot of horror stuff. Big Nightmare, Elm Street guy. Just usually like I like to review movies that I enjoy. So not that there's anything wrong with negative reviews. I've done them. I actually did one not long ago on a found footage movie that I
Yeah.
just people wanted to know what my thoughts were. So I said, well, I don't want to skate around this. It's not that I don't dislike movies. I dislike a lot of movies, but I just really enjoy talking about movies that I really like on my channel. So that's
Mm-hmm.
usually what I do. And posters have been a love of mine for a while. So I've been doing a lot of swapping those around in there, but mostly just talking about my favorite horror movies and collectibles from whatever genre, whatever franchise I'm a big fan of. That kind of stuff.
It's nice. Well, what I love about your channel is like, you know, the you're always doing like your I think it's like your top five Blu-rays or you know that series. I love when you talk about your posters and memorabilia. I mean that Freddy baby you got is just amazing. Like that is an amazing piece in your collection from Nightmare Five. And by the way, that's awesome that you're a fan of Nightmare Five because not too many people are fans of Nightmare Five. So pretty awesome.
There's no bad, but there's no really bad Nightmare movie to me. I love all. I'm not a massive fan of the remake, but Freddy's my boy. I
Yeah,
love it all. But I get it. When people tell me they don't like it, I get it. It's not the best one, but
I
I can't get enough Freddy. I can't get enough of Freddy, man. I'm a sucker.
he's one of the best. Another one that like I think we both love is from a different franchise, but Jason Takes Manhattan. So I was like, somebody else loves it. Like that is so awesome. I'm a
Mm,
big Jason Takes Manhattan fan. So very
yeah,
cool.
and same with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is what it is. It's a part 8.
yeah.
Can't be
But you
too.
gotta love it.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
absolutely.
We got some comments in here. Let's see. We got hopefully I pronounce this right. Is it Punk Ron? Hopefully I'm saying it right. But he says, "Hey guys, found both of you recently. Love your videos. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining the live chat tonight." Tony from Basement Blues says, "Hello. What's going on, Tony? How are you? Hope you're having a good night." Ali, look. Oh, here we go. Ollie says, Christian, Christmas is coming soon enough. Watch To All a Good Night. Have you not seen that one?
I've seen.
You've seen it. Okay.
I've binged most of the, old Christmas horror movies. Elves, Don't Open Till Christmas. I think I've got through most of those old ones too, and some newer ones. But
yeah. What's your favorite Christmas horror movie? Just since we have this comment up, what would be your favorite Christmas horror movie?
I mean, Silent Night, Deadly Night's the easy answer, but honestly, it's got to be Black Christmas.
Yep, same.
Black Christmas is just it's probably the best one. I mean, Black Christmas is God Almighty. I mean, Black Christmas '74, man.
Yes, same here.
Silent Night, Deadly Night's the slasher one, and I love that one. But Black Christmas is on a whole nother level, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I mean, I love both of those. It's Black Christmas, and then second favorite is Silent Night, Deadly Night. So
I also like Christmas Evil.
Love that one. I love that movie. That's a good one. I like the what was it? Silent Night remake, like the remake that they did.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
With Malcolm McDowell being kind of like a aggravated, mean police chief. Yeah.
I thought that was a good kind of reboot remake that they did. So there's some good Christmas holiday horror movies out there. I always come across some new ones. So love them.
Jack Frost.
We got Jack Frost.
Gotta love Jack Frost.
I love Jack Frost. Go through these. We got Art. He says, "Hey Justin, hey Christian, everyone in the chat. What's going on, Art?"
Hey there.
And then Art has a question for you. Do you have the Halloween Kills poster?
No, nothing wrong with it, but I'm really a big fan of classic painting style, old school posters. So I probably won't buy the Halloween Kills poster, but I do like it more than the Halloween 2018 poster.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a sucker for anything Halloween, so I'm gonna have to pick that up. But I do like it better than the Halloween 2018 poster. So
the only thing I'll say about the Halloween 2018 poster is it's ripe for getting autographs because it's nothing but black at the bottom. So you could fill it out with autographs and not really cover up any of the art. Not that that's bad, because I'm seeing your Witchboard poster. You've got some gorgeous silver autographs on top of that. That looks great too.
Yeah. So. Tawny Katane, Kevin S. Tenney. So I think I'm always going to keep that one up, pointing up the wrong direction. For Tawny, always keep
Rest
that
in
poster
peace.
up.
Oh my
Rest
God,
in peace.
That came out of nowhere, man.
I know. And she, we've had a lot of deaths. As far as celebrities go, that was one of the hardest ones for me, because when I met her, she was just super sweet and icon.
The best.
Icon.
The best.
I agree. Let's see. CCJ. This guy's awesome. He's been around for a long time.
The reason I have a horror room is this guy right here. I can't believe he's in here. I mean, the reason I started collecting. He's the guy. I can't believe he's here. I'm actually kind of starstruck right now.
I mean, his collection, the best. I loved his videos. Absolutely loved his videos.
And his Boston accent. How you guys doing, Chris here?
Chris, shout out to you, buddy. Thank you for being a supporter. So we appreciate it. We got our buddy Nick in here. He says, takes Vancouver. You know what? I'm still going to say Jason Takes Manhattan. But yes, most of it took place in Vancouver or on a boat.
Yeah.
What's going on, Nick? How you doing, bud? We got Love from Ali, Manhattan Rules, awesome. Wes says, love the guitar kill and Takes Vancouver. I love that kill. That is a great kill.
I want a pink flying V.
Right? I know. And JJ, man, I wish she was in the movie more. She was one of my favorite characters in the movie. Had some great lines in that. Let's see. A lot of people have love for Jason Takes Manhattan or Vancouver. Daniel, what's going on? How are you doing? What's up?
What's up, Dan?
What is up? Nick says Black Christmas 2019 is his favorite Christmas movie. Oh, Nick. Oh, Nick.
Hey,
Hey, you know what? We all
like what
got
you
our
like.
taste. Exactly. CJ says, get ready for the next Friday the 13th marathon. For next week's Friday the 13th marathon. Nice.
CCG, man, we got to get you back on the scene. Even just to
I know.
I want to just hear you. I want to hear you talk about horror movies again. You don't have to. I
Yeah.
know you sold. I think you sold off a lot of what you had. I don't even need to. I just want to hear you talk about movies, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I miss
Oh, I
him.
know. I do too. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember this guy. Do you remember Jar Shot? Jar Shot. He was, I think, from Australia. Talked a lot of horror movies, a lot of cult classic 80s, 70s horror movies. I mean, such an awesome guy. He was around for about a year and then just kind of disappeared out of nowhere. Like
I,
no
I
one knew. No
I
one knew
think
what
I,
happened to him.
I think I missed him. I think I
You
missed
missed
him.
him.
I don't.
Yeah, he was. That was an awesome guy. We talked Chris. I mean, he was. I think they were around the same time. Um, he still has his channel up. If you ever want me to send you a link to like a really cool
Yeah,
channel, yeah, I'll definitely have to
yeah,
send you that.
do that.
We got bombastic reviews. How are you doing? What's going on?
What's up, Jonathan?
What's going on? We got some great comments here. A lot of people commenting. Um, let's see. You said, right, several friends started calling me Punk Ron. Okay, I got that right. Punk Ron. Gotcha. Back in high school because of my love for punk rock. Awesome. Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome. Let's see. Wes has a question. Besides the wife, how does family, coworkers, and non-internet friends think of your love for horror? So this question for you, buddy.
Parents don't care. Coworkers don't care. Friends don't care. I used to try to hide it, not because I was ashamed, just because when you're newer on YouTube, I think you're naturally, I guess, a little more nervous and
Mhm.
self-conscious about what you're doing anyway.
Yeah.
So after a while, you really stop caring about anything.
Oh, I know.
So
Oh no.
when people ask me, I tell them,
Yeah.
"Hey, check me out on my if you want to check. Oh, do you got a YouTube channel? Yeah, just check me out, Christian Hanna Horror. Just talk about horror movies." And I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So, and then nobody ever seems to make a big deal about it anyway. Nobody,
No.
not that it's something I think that people would make fun of anyway, because I'm reviewing
No.
movies. No,
Right.
so nobody cares. Nobody's, yeah.
I mean, I've always loved horror movies. I grew up in art. Well, I didn't grow up, but I lived maybe like 3 years in Arkansas, and it was a small Bible Belt area. And so I think I was one of the rare people in that town that loved horror movies, but no one ever had problems with it. So
Yeah.
not at all. I used to work at Family Video, and the one kind of moment that I had though was when somebody came up to me when I was putting movies away and said, "Did you do that Tamara Glenn interview from Halloween 5?" And I'm like, "Yes, I did."
Awesome.
just somebody just random
You never,
came up to me.
you never know who's watching. You never
Exactly.
know who's watching.
Exactly. All right, so Ollie has a question. Top 5 Italian horror list. What do you guys think? And is this my order? Let's see. So
Did
I
he put
think,
his order up?
oh, did he? Let's see.
I'm assuming he did, huh? Oh yeah, he did. I see it.
You see it? Oh, okay. Let's see.
Uh, Zombie, Demons, Suspiria, City of the Living Dead, The Beyond.
Nice, nice, nice. Great ones. Great ones. Great ones. So, yeah, Zombie, Demons, and Suspiria, and the Beyond would be definitely the top for me. I like City of the Living Dead, um, but I would say Inferno. I'm a big Inferno fan. That one grew on me quite a bit.
I'm so glad you actually brought that up because Inferno grew on me a big time too. I like
Yeah,
Inferno a lot. Um, go ahead. I mean, did you kind of say your list already, or
yeah. I did my list: Suspiria, the Beyond, Inferno, Zombie, and I would say Demons. Oh,
Yeah,
Stage Fright though. I love Stage Fright as well.
Stage Fright's. I finally watched Stage Fright not long ago.
I love that
Um,
movie.
I'm actually gonna go Zombie number one,
Mm-hmm.
Suspiria number two.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna throw Tenebrae in there because I really like Tenebrae.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably give Demons some love in there. And I'm actually gonna go House by the Cemetery because I really like House
Nice.
by the Cemetery. I'm a big Dr. Freudstein fan because he's
Nice.
so creepy
Nice.
looking.
Oh, he is. Oh, I know. I have to rewatch that one. The first time I saw it, I was just getting into a lot of horror movies outside of main franchises. And the first time I saw it, I think I had watched it on a really bad DVD. So I need to give that one another watch. Might pick up the Blue Underground Blu-ray or 4K. So
You gotta
let's.
you gotta work your way into Italian. Like I watched Suspiria right as I was
Yeah.
getting into horror, and I was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. My wife loved it. She
Yeah.
actually was a Suspiria fan, and I was like, Sydney, this is horrible. And then she was like, she called me out. She goes, you just don't get it. You
Yeah.
don't get it. And every time I watch that movie, she was like, oh, we're watching that movie you hate, right? I'm like, stop, because obviously now Suspiria really is just that damn good.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
once you understand the art of Italian, I think, and you understand that the voices are dubbed, but it's so compelling visually. I mean,
Yes.
some of these Italian guys, like some of these, nope, they're untouchable. I mean,
Yeah.
Argento and all them in their heyday, they're just untouchable. What they did,
Oh no.
you know.
Oh, agreed. Agreed. Oh, Phenomena is a great one too. I forgot about that. So there's some really good ones out there. Some
Yeah,
great ones out there.
yeah.
Some great ones out there. Um, Keanu says thoughts on Krampus. I love Krampus. Kind of reminded me of a modern day Gremlins. So big fan of it.
I
Big
love
fan of that
Krampus.
one. Me too. Me too. Um, let's see. Bontastic. Justin, I'm digging that Witchboard poster. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, that I have a theatrical, and then this is a when they were promoting it on video release.
Home video,
So
yeah,
yeah,
nothing beats a good old fashioned home video poster, man. Because
exactly.
sometimes they're different than the
Yes.
actual theatrical poster. Yeah,
Yeah.
good
Oh,
stuff.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Somebody. I sold it to me for $12. I said I'll take it. So good
Hmm.
deal. Chris says, "Thank you. You guys are great. We think you're great, dude. We think you're great. So
Yeah.
again, big fan of yours." Jay the Stingray says, "I've always wanted Kevin S. Tenney to sign my Night of the Demons poster. Sweet. Kevin S. Tenney is a great guy.
Jay has an insane. Jay has so many posters that literally I don't think he knows. Like if you tell him a poster, like he either knows he has it or doesn't know. Like he's like I could have that one. Like he has so much, but the like big ones I know he knows. Like he's got Dawn of the Dead and stuff like that. But if you throw a movie out to him, I think he'd have to
Yeah.
actually think if he actually had it or not because I've seen glimpses of what he's boxes of them.
Yeah.
Great posters too. I'm talking. He's got some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff I've never even heard of either, and
Yeah.
random weird sizes, like a lot of cool ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And once again, another awesome guy. I love Jay. He's been around for a long time. Absolutely love him. Let's see. We got Nick. Nick says, no, 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 don't let the chat believe I was being serious. I think people know you weren't being serious. Jay says, oh man, Jar Shot was great. Yep. Um, let's see. Adam Jeffrey says, are you guys I think we had, by the way, hello from Owen. I don't want to forget Owen. Hello, Owen. How are you doing?
Hey,
Thank
Ellen.
you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. But Adam has a question. Are you guys looking forward to the new Suicide Squad? I am. I like those movies. So that looks like it's going to be good too.
I'm sure it will be. I don't really watch. It's just not my. I never really
Yeah.
got into the superhero movies. I've tried them before, and nothing against them. They're really not my thing. I'm much more at like the realistic kind of like Expendables type. Or, no, Expendables is pretty over the top, but just like I like real grounded
Yeah.
action stuff more so than the superhero stuff. But I do think it's cool that Stallone is playing a shark in the movie.
You know, I didn't realize that until like probably this afternoon when I looked up the cast, and I'm like, so Stallone is playing a shark. I love it.
Yeah, so I
That
could
was cool.
I could very well watch it just to see Stallone be a shark. So
Same here. Same here. Let's see. We got a comment here. What's going on? Hopefully I'm saying this right. Cali Force.
Mezcala?
Mezcala, thank you. Two of the best YouTubers in the house from Tony. Well, thank you, Tony. We appreciate it. Thank you. Hello. Going through some of these guys. Let's see. Got some questions here, some comments. What's going on, Oracle? Let's see. I'm a non-internet friend. He's kind of weird, but we love him anyway. He always comes back to Jesus.
Thank you, Orc.
What's going on, Orc? Okay, sorry for mispronounced names, guys. I'm terrible at that, but thank you for coming in.
He's just glad you acknowledged him.
Thank you. Let's see, Isaiah. What's going on? How are you, buddy?
Hey, man.
Thanks for stopping in, guys. Let's see. Daniel says Inferno doesn't get enough love. I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Wes says thoughts on Quentin Tarantino wanting to remake Rambo with Adam Driver. I did not know that was a thing. I didn't know that was happening. So,
well, I never heard about that either. He might have mentioned it on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I just was not paying attention. But I want him to make a horror film, and I know he's not against that. He's not against doing that. So
yeah,
that's
what I want him to do too. I love Death Proof. I mean, that's the closest thing I think we've got to. Besides, I know he didn't direct From Dusk Till Dawn, but like directing stuff, you know, Death Proof is the closest thing so far we've got to a horror movie, which I love. Death Proof. We got a comment for you. It's Christian Hanna Horror. What's up, my man?
What's up, Loki?
Thank you for stopping in. Let's see. Chris has a question. What's your opinion on the Child's Play TV series coming in October on Sci-Fi? What's your opinion first, and then I'll give you mine.
My opinion is I hope people enjoy it when it comes out, and I hope I enjoy it. I'm not upset that it's happening by any stretch. I can't see it being a real horror themed TV show after a while. I think it's probably gonna be more of like a drama, almost comedy thing.
Yeah,
and that's my guess is what's gonna happen because. You know, who knows what the main characters are going to be? I don't know if Charles Lee Ray is going to be the main character or his daughter's character is going to be the main character. But you know what? I'm going to watch it when it comes out, and I really hope I dig it.
Me too. You know, when they first announced it, I wasn't sure, but after casting and trailers and more news, I'm really excited for it. So I can't wait to see it.
Well, trailers are usually always really good, if you know what I mean, though. So that's just got to keep that in mind. Trailers. That's why I say trailers can be really like the trailer for The Grudge 2020. I loved that trailer. I was so hyped to go see it, and then I didn't really love the movie.
I haven't seen it yet, so I've yet to see it. So I was like that with Cult of Chucky, though, and I'm not a big Cult of Chucky fan. Like that's the one. I'm not too crazy about that one. Love the trailer though.
That's why I kind of think if Mancini was gonna, bend the rules, so to speak, that far in Cult of Chucky, where now Chucky's taken over multiple dolls at one time. My concern with that was number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and none of those movies make sense anymore. So with that being said, I would have rathered another movie as opposed to a TV show.
Same.
But hey, you know what? Like I said, we're gonna see. I can give you my opinion after I watch a couple episodes for sure. So
same here. Ollie says, glad we agree on Zombie being number 1. I'd say Zombie's like in my top 5. I kind of did mine out of order. Suspiria being my favorite, but Zombie, he says, isn't that movie a masterpiece? It is. I love Zombie.
I love it.
Love it. Punk Ron, he says favorite horror anthology. Mine's a toss up. This is tough because I would say mine's a toss up between Creepshow and Trick or Treat.
Yeah, Trick or Treat is up there. I love it.
Hmm.
Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, I think is extremely good.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good
that
one.
the third episode with the gargoyles and the you shouldn't have. Why did you say something? I thought it was a great twist at the end of that episode. That segment rather, not episode.
Yeah.
I think Tales from the Hood is really good.
Oh, that's a great one. Yes.
Tales from the Hood.
Great one.
Whenever I rewatch Tales from the Hood, I'm like, that's good. That movie's
It
just really
is.
good.
So good. So
Um,
good. I'm trying to think of some other great ones out there.
I actually think I like Tales from the Dark Side the movie as much as Creepshow 1 or 2. I just love Tales from the Dark Side the movie, man. I really love that movie.
I
So
still got I still got to pick up that Scream Factory release. I'll have to get that one.
yeah, they did a great job on the transfer on that because they had a Paramount DVD that went out of
Hmm.
print fairly quick, and then that movie was just kind of hard to own for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's a must own as their Tales from the Dark Side. I love that movie so much. So that I'm gonna say Tales for my
Yes,
answer right now.
Tales.
I'm gonna say
I'm
Tales.
gonna go. I'm gonna go Creep Show. I'm going Creep Show. I almost picked Trick or Treat, but those are my two like up there favorites. John says hello. What's going on, John? How
Hey,
are
John.
you? Jamie, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping in.
What's going on?
Jay the Stingray says I heard the new Suicide Squad is good. I do too. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. John says Stallone as a shark, interesting. Yes. Again, I didn't know about it until today. I was like, oh, he plays the shark in the movie. Very cool.
He was also an ant in the late '90s in the movie Ants,
I remember that. Oh wow.
which is why I, I am an ant person, not a life person.
Yes. Let's see. We got Isaiah says yes, Death Proof. Love that movie. Always watch it. Nice. I love it. Go through these. Hey, hey, Jill. How are you doing? What's going on, Jill?
Hey,
Thanks
Jill.
for stopping in.
That's a good one, Jay. I'm sorry. I saw.
Oh,
Jay's
you're fine. No, what was the comment? I'm slow at going through these comments, guys. So apologize. From a whisper to a scream.
That's a charmer. I really like From a Whisper.
I have not seen that one, so I'm gonna have to.
I was really bummed out. It went out of print on Scream Factory, but I Amazon Primed it, and I thought that was really great. I thought it was a charming, kind of reminded me I like there's charming film anthologies to me. Like I like that one and Nightmares. I really like Nightmares. It was a little anthology flick that had Lance Henriksen in it, and that was really cool.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
I loved it. The first one's great because it's all about a woman who's trying to quit smoking, and it's like the most intense PSA to quit smoking ever. She's trying to quit smoking, and she's listening to watching TV as she's getting ready to go, and a serial killer broke out of jail in her town from jail, and so she's going to buy cigarettes at like 10:30 at night, and everybody's like stay inside, and so she goes to get her cigarettes, and guess who tracks her down because she's one of the only people out and about in this town. You know,
wow.
the serial killer. So I won't spoil what happens, but like it's the most intense PSA. That and then the opening from Cat's Eye are two of the most intense anti-smoking. Something like these people that make these anthology movies, a lot of them are so anti-smoking because there's so many segments about like the most brutal ways to quit smoking. I love it though. And Cat's Eye, I gotta say really quick,
a great one.
I plan on reviewing that one because not enough love for Cat's Eye, and it's got James Woods in it for God's sakes, and he can do no wrong to me. I love James Woods, so I've got to rewatch Cat's Eye. But that it's funny that and Nightmares are completely anti-smoking.
Yeah,
I just think that's great.
Body Bags is another great one. I forgot to mention that one. That's a good one too. John Carpenter's Body Bags.
Yeah. Oh, great. I mean, Toby Hooper's got, ironically, I think the best segment of of John Carpenter's Body Bags.
Yes.
But I think that's a 3 home runner. I mean, I love all 3 of those segments.
Agreed. Let's see, guys. Cable Channel 11. Hey, everybody. I'm here from Gangbang. What's going on?
So Jess, he's a good dude. That's Jess
Nice.
Graham, really good dude.
Thanks, Jess, for stopping in. We appreciate it. Ali, what is the best tale from an anthology flick? I'm going with The Raft from Creepshow 2.
Go ahead. I got to think for a second.
I got to think too.
I've got mine real quick. I'll just
okay,
get
what's
it out.
yours?
The gargoyles from Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. I love those practical effects for those gargoyles are insane, and I love the twist at the end. I love the gargoyles in that one. So that's my answer. But The Raft is probably my second.
That's a great
pick.
one.
I mean, it's so good, and it's perfectly timed. The Raft, it's perfectly timed. The characters are great in that. The effects are cheesy, but they're still gross, and it works. So The Raft is probably my second choice, to be honest. So
I love The Raft. I'm gonna go with Father's Day from the first one, just because I remember when I first saw Creepshow, I had no idea what I was watching. It was on Sci-Fi, so I was just coming across this random movie, and it was Father's Day, the story, and that's always stuck with me. I also like the werewolf segment in Trick or Treat, just because when I first saw it, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, that was just such a great kind of segment in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's many I could think of.
Same.
In Nightmares, besides the cigarette one, was the one with Lance Henriksen, and it's this basically like the car. This car, like, it kind of reminds me of the movie The Car, and it's like a car chasing him, tracking him down, and it's like almost an anti-atheism segment, because he's trying to leave the church, and he's trying to leave the church, and this car is tracking him down and trying to knock him out, and like it tries to turn him back to the church.
I'm gonna have to check this out. Like, I'm gonna have to watch this. This is Nightmares, right?
In Nightmares, yeah. I hate that I'm spoiling all this for you, but
no, you're fine.
Scream Factory put out Nightmares, so I love Nightmares. I think it's a really charming anthology. So give that one a shot whenever you can.
I'm gonna have to pick that up, dude. I'm gonna have to get that one. Okay, guys, going through. Hey, Jill, thanks for just stopping in. She said, "Sorry, I'm late. We love you, Jill. Just thank you for stopping in." We're getting a lot of love for anthologies here. Going through these, guys. Sorry again if I'm missing a question right now, but Brian, my buddy, my best friend, what's going on? How you doing, Brian? He said, 2 of my favorite YouTubers. What about the Willies? I do like the Willies. That's a good one. So,
you know who directed the Willies?
Who did? Who directed that one?
Brian Peck.
Really?
And he's the guy from Return of the Living Dead that ended up doing all that. So.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. Willie's is good, though. I mean, Willie's is a good anthology, though. I've only seen it once, and it was before even that news about Brian Peck came out. But my buddy Brian here, I don't know if you know him, but he's a big fan of your channel. He loves your channel.
Hey, Brian. So. Yeah, I recognize Brian's name. What's up, man?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Daniel says the Val Kilmer documentary is live on Amazon. I think I'm going to check that out tonight. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw the trailer.
I assume you're a Kilmer guy. Like, I love Val Kilmer.
Yeah, I am too.
I love Val.
Me too. Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Let's see. TH Jamie says, I just started reviewing horror movies. Do you guys have any tips? Been subscribed to both of you for years. I would just say have fun. Just have fun. Enjoy what you do. Talk about what you love. Enjoy what you do. Especially when, just anytime. Just have fun. Always remember to have fun and love it.
Yeah, there's nothing I can add to that. He summed it up.
Yeah, just gotta have fun with it. So
good luck. Good luck.
Definitely.
Reach out to me. I'd love to watch your reviews. Or just reach out to us.
Same here. And best wishes, best of luck starting your channel. Just, again, have fun doing it. Always remember to love it. Mm-hmm. Jonathan says, hello. How are ya? Thank you for stopping in, Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan.
Daniel says, "From a whisper to a scream, got a surprisingly stacked Blu-ray." Oh,
And
he's talking to Jay, but yeah,
it's
that's
out of print.
cool.
I'm sad.
I haven't got it yet, so yeah, I missed it. I missed out
Sometimes
on it.
Scream Factory will kind of sneak in a few on
I
their
know.
in stock on their website, so I gotta keep that. I gotta
Yeah,
keep my eyes on that.
yeah.
Maybe Jay will give me his. I don't know. I'll talk to him.
Scatterbrain. Besides Carpenter's a Thing. Favorite movie that takes place in the snow. I say that's a like Carpenter's a Thing is my favorite, but I really loved Adam Green's Frozen from 2010. I thought that was a great one.
That's immediately what came to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I love it. 30 Days of Night's a great one. I love that movie.
that was another one I was gonna mention. Um, yeah,
Yeah, those two. I mean, those three are like for me like the ones that I think of when it comes to like snowy settings. So I love them. Absolutely love them.
yeah. Oh,
Let's see.
Misery. Obviously, Misery has
Oh,
to be on the list. The Lodge
Misery
was great.
Lodge. Yes, good.
Um,
Yeah, good one there. Um, yeah, there's some good ones out there.
The
I got to think
Shining.
of more of them. The Shining. Oh yeah, Doctor Sleep. So some great ones there. Some
Let the Right
great
One
ones.
In.
Let the Right One In. Yep. I also like the remake. I thought Levian was a really good remake. So, um, let's see. Total Meltdown 2. What's going on? Have you seen Grim Perry Tales from Brad Dourif and James Earl Jones? I have not seen that one. I don't think I've heard of that
No,
one.
I have not. Love to know
I'll
more
have to
about
look.
it.
I'll have to, yeah, let us know more about it, and I'll have to look that one up. We're getting love for Nightmares. A lot of people. Jill says she loves that segment in Nightmares that you talked about. Ollie, Emilio Estevez in Nightmares, very cool. Cable Channel 11. I'm new here, Ryan 1988. Love me some Christian Hanna Horror, so I thought I would check out your channel. Well, thank you. Pull up his comment. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Chris says hitting the sack up at 3:30 for work. Well, thank you, Chris, for stopping in, buddy. We
See, man.
appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. Art says I love sci-fi. Awesome. Oh, this was a question I was gonna. I think. Well, let's see. Jill's question is, Christian, what poster are you getting? What's the next poster you're getting?
Well, it's funny. I was talking to her earlier. I'm not because I had to spend. I've been on a just a binge because when I found moviepostershop.com, I was like,
Yeah,
basically almost any horror movie I want, I can get a poster for it that looks really good. I mean, I have not lied to people, but like on average, when I get a new one from them, they say, "Is that an original?" And I'm like, "It
yeah,
looks like it, doesn't it?" But I went on a bender of just getting a bunch of them, and like I told you earlier, my AC broke on me, and I had to
yeah.
spend hundreds and hundreds on that today. So like I'm taking it easy unless it's a new physical media release coming out, like Alone in the Dark or some of those Halloween 4Ks. But I'm taking it easy. So the last one I
Yeah.
got today was Fright Night, and
Ooh,
I'm done.
nice.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done for a while.
I know. We're getting ready to put new carpet in, and I've had to like I didn't realize how many posters I had just in tubes. Like I have so many posters, and I'm like, wow. I'm like I need to like now kind of pick and choose what posters I want, really want, what I love, because I didn't realize how many I had. But I love horror movie
It's
posters.
fun to swap them out and freshen things up. You know what I mean?
Yes, same,
Like
same here.
I pulled out my my Dream Master poster and put that
Mm-hmm.
on the door, and it spices things up because I haven't had my Dream Master poster at all. The only thing that really stayed there's three posters that aren't leaving. They're just not
Mm-hmm.
leaving. Nightmare on Elm Street 5, my video store blue
Love
poster.
it. Love it.
Return of the Living Dead because that's my favorite movie, and
Yes.
probably The Howling because
Mm-hmm.
um, it's in my opinion, one of the greatest werewolf movies ever, and I love the poster for it.
I do
And
too.
it's probably one of my favorite movies, period. So I love that poster for The Howling. So
Me too, and it took me the longest time to try to find one. I was like, you could never really find one on eBay, and if you did, it was like crazy amount of money. So,
yeah, me too.
um,
I found some random site that had one for $5, and it was just
nice.
27 by 40, and I got it, and it actually is it looks like an original. I mean,
Yeah,
it is gorgeous. I can't believe they it looked as good as it did. So yeah,
same here.
but no,
Same
I'm
here.
done, Jill. I done told you I'm done.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm now more selective with posters, but like you said, it's always fun to swap them out. Like for me, I think Witchboard's always going to stay up. I'm pointing the wrong way. Witchboard, and then this new Nightmare poster that my buddy Brian picked up for me. So
Very nice.
thank you. Keanu, thoughts on American Horror Story? It's getting a lot of great horror characters, but it's definitely gone downhill season after season for me. I'm kind of hit and miss. Like, I think that you have some great seasons and then you have some not so great seasons. So, but
That's
overall, I love it.
That's probably pretty fair. I yet to find anybody that gives me the high five on this, but my favorite season was Roanoke, and
That was your favorite.
I've yet to have any season come close to how much I enjoyed. I couldn't stand waiting for 7 more days to see the next episode of Roanoke. I ate it up like a
Yeah.
soup. I just drank it all in. I guess because it's found footage documentary
Mm-hmm.
style, and then it turned into real. And Kathy Bates did not give a damn in that season. She was cutting everybody's head off. So I loved Roanoke so much, and I
Yeah.
liked '84. I thought '84 was going to be really cliche and just do everything we've already seen, and then all of a sudden Richard frickin' Ramirez shows up in there, and I'm like, okay. So
I have to finish 84 and I need to go back and watch Roanoke. I like the first half and then like the second half kind of fell for me, but I don't think I even finished it. I need to go and watch it, rewatch it. One that I think it's gotten some love now, but I loved it right away was Hotel. I thought Hotel was pretty awesome. So
yeah.
I was a big fan of that. That and Murder House. I love Murder House still today. Big fan.
Despite it not being my favorite, you got to respect. You have to respect. I forget the name of the season, but it was like the carnival or the
Freak
circus season.
Show. Freak
Because
Show.
Freak Show created Twisty, and Twisty became a
Yes.
pop icon. I mean, there was still Twisty masks in spirit. So you got to respect that season because they actually created something that stuck with the people.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. And I rewatched that season and I loved it a second time. I think it kind of lost me the first time and I didn't finish it. So I rewatched it and I love that season. I think it's a great season overall.
yeah.
Um, Total Meltdown. The Hitchhiker is the best story in Creepshow 2, in my opinion. Thanks for the ride, lady. That is a great segment.
Yeah.
Really love that. My buddy Brian says no love for the Willies. I've only seen it once, so I would have to go back and rewatch that one, Brian. So
Yeah.
don't remember that one as much. Going through these, let's see, Ollie. Few things that scared me as a kid. It was Michael Myers, Pumpkinhead, Blair Witch, because I thought it was real then, and that damn gargoyle from Tales from the Crypt. He was scared from the Tales from the Crypt gargoyle. When I first saw it, I was too. So it creeped me out. It's still effective today. Let's see, going through these. Somebody said Pumpkinhead's very underrated. I agree. I love Pumpkinhead. Going through these guys, trying to catch up with you guys. Like, sorry if I'm kind of going through these pretty slow. Punkron says, after From a Whisper to a Scream came out, I sent a Facebook message to the director saying I love the film, and he sent me a package with stuff from the film. Awesome. That's awesome.
Wow.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Really, really awesome.
I love Jeff Burr.
I do too. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Stepfather 2, Pumpkinhead 2. I love those.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's going on? Thank you for stopping in. We appreciate it. How's it going? Mid-level media. Hey guys, big fan of both your channels. Top three physical media horror titles of 2021 so far. What are some top three? For me,
I'm gonna have to say,
you go first because I got to think about this.
I'm gonna have to go with House of Wax.
Oh, and me too. Yeah.
They got sweet Paris Hilton to do an
Mm-hmm.
interview. Certainly the Dead Zone. Certainly the Dead Zone.
Still got to pick it up. Still got to get it.
It's probably the best movie, one of the best movies that's gotten a release this year because it's and I know I haven't seen this movie yet, but I would be suffice to say that this because everybody's like, Christian, you're in for a big treat. I got the True Romance Region B. I'm sure this is going to be an absolute stellar release. I mean, it looks like it already. I haven't seen this movie though, and I don't. I never did, but I saw that Quentin wrote it, so I am deathly excited to watch this tonight. True Romance.
Yeah. Nice. I'm gonna go House of Wax. Really love the transfer. Paris Hilton's interview, she did a great job, and I thought that interview was really good.
She's great. She's just great.
She is great. I'm gonna go with, I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the movie. I haven't seen the transfer yet, but Dead and Buried, I thought they did a fantastic job with that release.
Oh yeah,
Blue Underground.
That probably should make my list too. They did a fantastic job.
And then what is another one? I'm thinking about this right now. Oh, you know what I really loved? I loved the it's a two for a little bit. I'm gonna cheat, but I liked They Live and Prince of Darkness on 4K.
Yeah.
I thought they were great.
Sure, absolutely.
Let's see. Hopefully I'm not skipping some comments, and then I got a question for you, but go through some of these. What's up? Garrett says, Garrett from Born to Be Rad. How are you doing, buddy?
What's up, man?
What's going on? Art says Misery is great. Yes, it is. I love Misery. Kathy Bates deserved an Oscar for that. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Jill says, besides slashers, what would be your top subgenres in horror? I would say vampires for me. Anthologies are there's some great anthologies. And I'm gonna go with Supernatural. There's some good supernatural horror movies out there.
Certainly horror comedy. When you watch a good horror comedy, I eat it up. I talked about Night of the Creeps today, and I'm just like, that's exactly,
love it.
That's a perfect horror comedy. Obviously, Return of the Living Dead, I think, is one too. I love found footage movies.
Yeah.
And I love anthologies too. That's probably a safe answer.
Yeah. Found footage are great too. I almost said it was between found footage and supernatural, but I love found footage. I still got to see Host. I still need to see that one.
Yeah.
That's one I still need to check out.
I was a big fan of Host. I was such a fan of it that when Fright Rags did like a limited tee of it, like I was like, I'm getting a Host shirt.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I've heard it's great. I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Well, without spoiling anything, the best thing about it is its runtime.
Yeah,
it's nothing. It's the meat and potatoes and nothing else. It's right at an hour. I think if you get the Blu-ray, I mean it's on Shudder, but if you get the Blu-ray, I think it's an extra 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh, really?
But you don't feel it. I liked it a lot. I thought that was the beauty of the film, was there's no BS.
Yeah.
Get right into it. So I liked it a lot.
I mean, Blair Witch Project is still my favorite found footage movie, but one of my favorite supernatural films too. Like I love Blair Witch. That's a great one.
Oh yeah. I love Blair Witch too.
I love Book of Shadows Blair Witch too. So I'm a big fan of that one as well. I know that's not found footage, but talking Blair Witch, that's a great one.
Yeah. I'm so glad that Spanish release came out so I can get a decent copy of Blair Witch 2. So,
and the transfer was great for what it is. I'm just happy it's on Blu-ray.
It was pretty crisp. You can't expect too much with those releases, but I mean, I mean, I certainly wasn't complaining at all. So
No, no. And I think when you talked about it, that's why I went to go get it. I was like, yes, Christian, you rock. I'm glad you mentioned it because I was like, I have to get this
yeah,
in my collection.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
John, he says vampires with John Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi is rumored to get a Blu-ray. What do you guys think about that? I've only seen it once. I can't remember too much of
But
it.
was Vampires with Bon Jovi? Is that a?
It's a sequel, somewhat sequel to Carpenter's Vampires.
I thought there was one already. Los Muertos? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Is that that Bon
Yeah,
Jovi's in that one?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll watch that one. Tommy Lee Wallace, didn't he direct it?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Uh,
I didn't. Yeah, I'll have to
uh,
give that a rewatch.
I've seen it. I don't remember disliking it at all. I'm a psychotic fan of John Carpenter's Vampires. I
Yeah,
love that
me
movie
too.
I love that movie to a fault. You
I mean,
know.
those were. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy. What were we gonna
No,
say?
I'm done. I love
Oh,
that movie so much.
I always say that is like one of those films. That was my blockbuster days. I remember renting it on VHS when it first came out and falling in love with it. Still love it today.
Again,
But
James
yeah,
Woods.
yeah.
James
Again,
Woods is
James Wood.
he does
Yeah,
no wrong to me. Does no wrong to
yeah.
me.
But yeah, that vampires one. I've only seen it once, the sequel. So yeah, I would pick up a Blu-ray of it. Definitely. Art says, "What's your number one favorite poster in the whole wide world?" That's tough for me. That is tough. Um, you know, I would say like my go-to would be the original Halloween, but I'm actually going to go Fright Night. I've always loved the Fright Night poster.
I mean, in the Unita we did, I said The Howling.
Hmm.
And I guess I'll stick with that because it's a great choice. But then I love my Return of the Living Dead. I mean, it's my favorite movie, but I love the poster for Return of the Living Dead. It's funny, man. I just hung up my Fright Night poster. If you, I don't know if you could see it at all, but it's right there.
Oh, I could see it. Oh, I love it.
That's
Love
there.
it.
See the cloud formation above. But that's a great poster too. I'll stick with. You know what? I'm trying to be consistent. I'm gonna stick with The Howling. I'm gonna
Howling.
stick with The
There we go.
Howling.
Fright Night Part Two has a great poster too. The one where like the
Apartment
building.
building.
Yeah,
I,
I
I
love
have
that
that
one.
too. I have that one.
Me too.
It's beautiful.
Me too. Poltergeist 3, I absolutely love the Poltergeist 3 poster where she's kind of looking up at the skyscraper. I think that's great. I picked that one up about
I
five
have
years ago.
I have a hard time disliking Poltergeist 3. Like I really
Same
like
here.
the Poltergeist movies. There's something really just obviously sad about the movie with what happened.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty competently made film. I just think that the material, I mean, they got damn near everything out in those first two movies
Yes.
that you could possibly
Yes.
do. Um, so by the third one, it was just what do we do now kind of thing. But I thought there were some pretty good moments in Poltergeist 3.
I thought
And
so
I,
too.
but I like it. I just can't say I dislike the movie. I feel bad if I said that.
No.
It's just sad, with what happened with Heather. So,
Mm.
I
Well,
like those movies.
I do too. I love Poltergeist 3. I think the one thing that really stands out for me with that is, well, I love the building. I like the fact that they changed the setting, but I also love the practical effects. All
Yeah,
those great
the mirror
practical
scene. I
effects.
love the mirror when
Me
she goes up.
too.
That's
Me
great.
too. Me too. Even like just like the little stuff, like just kind of the reflections and everything. Like I was such a big fan of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like you said, the sad thing is, Heather's passing, but I love the movie. I've always loved that one. I'm kind of curious, like, Garrett says, "What's up, dudes?" Hello again to Garrett. But Garrett, what's your favorite poster? Because I know he has a lot of posters. Same with my buddy Brian. I know they're both big poster collectors. So Garrett, drop in the comments. What's your favorite poster? And anybody, what is your favorite poster? Let us know. Um, let's see. Punk Ron says Ghost Keeper is a great snow horror film as well as Chill Factor. Nice.
Chill Factor. Yeah. Chill Factor.
Chill Factor's fun. I haven't seen Ghost Keeper though. I'll have to watch that one. Sinister Syndrome, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Thank you
Street
for stopping in.
Street Trash.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, I just picked that one up. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna watch that
Master
soon.
Masterpiece.
I'm excited. I'm
Oh,
so excited to see
it's
it.
the best.
He's and Norin. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. Saying your name right. Rad, 89. Hotel and Roanoke are two of my faves.
Very cool.
Nice, nice. John says Roanoke was the last one I watched. Awesome. Well, 1984. Again, I haven't finished it, but what I saw, I loved. Have to finish Cult, and I really loved Apocalypse. Apocalypse. I thought that was a great season. What's going on? How are you? I believe Jose. Again, if I'm mispronouncing names, I do apologize, guys. But what's up? What's up? What's on the horror menu? I'm gonna figure that out once we're done talking. I don't know what I'm gonna watch tonight. I do not know. Let's see. Okay, so I've got a question for you, and then I'll get to your guys' questions. And thank you guys for all the comments. But I want to talk about your new podcast that you're doing with Nick. You Need a Horror Podcast. I absolutely love it. How'd you come up with that one?
Well, the simple answer is I'm being a massive Return of the Living Dead fan. The name obviously came from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When I started talking to Nick again, I was like, I think he'd be a pretty good dude to talk to online and that kind of thing. And I really didn't put too much thought into the actual show, more so the name, because I really wanted to have a cool name.
Yeah.
Which I think I succeeded. I mean, I really like the name of the show.
I love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was very organic. Just kind of I was just like, hey man, you want to do this thing with me? And he's like, sure. So, I just told him, hey, let's just see what happens, kind of thing. And whatever we talk about, we just have to be interested in doing it. I don't talk necessarily just what we should be. I just want to talk about what we're interested in. And so yeah, it wasn't too much planning and thinking on the logistic side of it. It just coming up with a cool name, and I was like, I think he's the guy. So I've had a great time doing it. So,
well, you and Nick are just awesome guys, awesome friends. But yeah, I'm really loving what you guys are doing with that. So keep it up. My favorite. I've loved them all, but my favorite one is when you guys went back and looked at old YouTube videos. Like, I thought that was really cool. That was a lot of fun to watch, going back and looking at your old YouTube videos.
I thought it was hilarious.
That was great.
I thought it was just so fun. I was laughing my ass off the entire time.
Yeah, so. I loved it. And I had to make the comment because Nick was like, you and Christian's dream child, or was it dream child? I can't remember what he said. Love child. I was like, oh, thank you, Nick. Thank you for that comment. The love child comment.
I don't know. Every episode, like, I really loved the poster episode because it was so relaxed. Like, I envision the average person when they watch that episode, an episode like that, just early morning, they're getting coffee and they're just relaxing and just waking up and they're watching that episode. And like, that's how I envision people watching it. I'm probably completely wrong. I doubt anybody does that, but that's the kind of mood and pace I wanted for an episode like that. I think about that kind of stuff. Like, okay, this episode, I want it to be like a main event, the YouTube old school episode. I'm in my head. I'm like, I want this to be something people are like, let's get dinner started. We're going to sit down. I want to watch these idiots, But then, like, the last episode was, I thought when it was going to be like a hangout early morning, kind of get some coffee. Like, that's the kind of, again, nobody probably does that, but that I don't know why I kind of have those kinds of things in mind when I pick topics and stuff like that. So,
well, again, I'm loving them. You and Nick are doing a fantastic job over there. So keep it up. And a lot of people love them. So Awesome podcast, buddy. So awesome,
Thank you.
awesome podcast. You're welcome. Wes has a question. Top 3 Bill Paxton movies.
Oh, The Vagrant has to be in there because I love The Vagrant.
Vagrant. I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen Vagrant.
Vagrant's fantastic. It's he buys a home, and there's this bum that like he looks like a zombie because he's just this really disgusting dude, and he keeps showing up in Bill Paxton's house, and Bill Paxton is spending so much money to try to keep this guy out, but nobody ever sees him, so he wonders, is the Vagrant like a ghost or is he real, kind of thing. And it's a horror comedy, but it's really great because Bill Paxton's in it.
Nice.
Brain Dead is a great one. Not Brain Dead. It's called what's it called? It's Bill Paxton and Bill Pullman. You know what I'm talking
I think
about.
I've heard of it. I've not seen it, but yeah, you mentioned Bill Pullman with him, and I'm like, okay.
I think it's called Brain Dead. I have it. Son of a bitch. I hate that I'm forgetting the name of the. I think it's Brain Dead. I think it is. And Aliens.
Aliens, yeah.
Because to me, Aliens is a horror movie still. You know.
Yeah. Oh, same. I'm gonna go Near Dark.
Son of a bitch! How can I forget Near Dark? I'm gonna start. I already said my 3. So
you're good. Frailty, which I love. Frailty.
Oh my
have you
god!
Seen that one? Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. That's creepy. That one gets under my skin every time I watch it.
That was the scariest. That was the scariest movie I've ever seen at the time.
Yeah.
Frailty.
Yeah. Frailty still gets under my skin. And then I'm going to go Aliens. But Art says Twister, Weird Science, and Aliens. I love Weird Science. I still need to see Twister. I know. I haven't seen that one yet.
Near Dark has to be my number 1 for the record. I mean, it really has to. I see Billy Bean losing his beans over there. Yeah, Near Dark. It slipped my mind, but I will say The Vagrant's still on my list because The Vagrant's guys. You need to check out The Vagrant. It's a great little flick.
I'm gonna have to watch that one. Jill says Mortuary, so Mortuary.
Yeah, I liked Mortuary. I got that VMD, MVD, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the MVD release. Yeah, that's a good release.
This would have been a topic. I'd have to see how many movies Nick's seen with Bill Paxton. I don't know how much he's seen, but like I would do a show all about Bill Paxton. I would do a show completely 100% about Bill Paxton because I've seen a lot of his filmography because he's an actor I follow. You know, I followed. I love Bill. I think he's a legend in the business.
Yes, rest in peace. Rest in peace. That's right. Gonna go through trying to catch up with you guys. I do apologize. Jose says I just saw your Night of the Creeps review. Might give that a watch. I love Night of the Creeps. So.
Oh, but if you mean like if you hold on, reread. Just saw you. Oh, so you saw my review, but you haven't seen the movie. That I'd be willing to bet I'd be willing to bet my 401k. You'll love it. I mean, it's really that good.
Yeah. I love that movie. Absolutely love it. I remember the longest time you could not get that on DVD, and now we have a Scream Factory Blu-ray. So
yeah, I showed this off in there. This is actually a bootleg that I bought, or somebody sent it to me, and it's actually got the television cut on here.
Oh,
and
nice.
somebody ripped it from Sci-Fi on TV. So yeah, that's a great little release I had. And somebody they went out of their way and like made the DVD cover for it and everything, and it looks pretty legit.
Which is really cool.
I can't get rid of that kind of stuff. I got to hold on to it.
I mean, I have a bootleg. I had a bootleg copy of it, and they did a fantastic job with it too. Yeah, that's memories that we have though, like the stuff that like the bootlegs that we get on eBay and pick those up because for the longest time we could not get those on DVD or Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. So that's memories that we have. I always have those memories. Ollie, what shot on video horror movies have you seen? Recommend Video Violence and Sledgehammer. Shot on video horror movies.
I've seen Video Violence. I've seen Deadly Spawn.
Okay.
Which I could think is considered shot on video. I mean, it certainly looked very cheap. but not a whole lot. I've seen something
Same
else.
here.
I have a buddy named Sean who is really big into SOV, and he made me watch something, and it had this really cool, authentic feel to it. But I can't for the life of me remember what it was called. If I do, I'll talk to Ali later about it.
I haven't seen, I probably have seen some, but I can't think of anything on the top of my head. But Sledgehammer, I remember thinking that was a good one. So, let's see. Joe Bob has a hello for you. So there you
Joe,
go.
how you doing,
Thanks
man?
for stopping in. He's let's see. Joe Bob says the hobble scene still creeps me out. I don't know what that's from.
That was
yeah. Sorry.
40,
Yeah, I'm going
40
through
minutes
these.
ago.
Yeah, I do apologize, guys, for going through these pretty slow. Total Meltdown. Thoughts on the Hellraiser Inferno? I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. Hellraiser Inferno.
I really appreciate that they really try to tell different stories with a lot of those Hellraisers, but I don't know. They were probably pumped out too quick. I don't remember Inferno being the one I was like, okay, this is the worst one. It was probably the one that has the tagline "Evil goes online." It's like got a green. That one was pretty bad.
Hellworld, Hellraiser, Hellworld.
And one of them I watched. It wasn't Inferno. It was kind of a reddish cover.
Deader. I like Deader. I thought Deader. I think that's the one.
Is that one where literally Pinhead shows up like for like a half of a scene because this police chief is killing?
Yeah.
I probably won't rewatch those that often. But I appreciate the fact that they try to tell different stories. I really do. I'm actually excited for this new Candyman Hellraiser with a female.
Yeah, me too.
Going on. So yeah, there's some cool stuff. The Hellraiser. I actually was getting ready. I had Hellraiser playing on the TV over here,
nice.
just for like ambience, So
love it.
For the record, Hellraiser 2 is the goat. Just saying.
I love Hellraiser 2. I love Hellraiser 2. Love it.
Christ. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go through these. Jose says Vampires is such an underrated film. Woods is so great in it. I also remember renting it and buying it previously viewed. I love Vampires. Love Vampires.
Yeah. Let's see. It's a John Carpenter classic.
It is. Top 5 vampire movies from the 90s. Ooh, that's a tough one for me because I can't think of a lot of vampire films from the 90s except for Vampires.
Sleepwalkers, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes, there we go.
Interview with the Vampire I like, From Dusk Till Dawn, and John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wait
there
up.
we go.
Subspecies is a masterpiece from Full Moon. Innocent Blood is a pretty funny movie. It's from the early 90s. It's actually pretty damn cool. Blade, for God's sake.
Blade, yes. See, we named them off, and now they're popping in my head. You're naming them off, and they're popping in my head.
Got to give a shout out to a canon classic from 1990, old Dracula.
Oh, I haven't seen that one, so I will have to watch that.
Dracula. But yeah, huge subspecies. I'm a huge subspecies fanatic. I think that's probably one of the greatest. What am I thinking? Full Moon features.
Yeah, Full Moon.
Charlie Band really gave it hell on subspecies. So, gotta love that. Gotta love subspecies.
You talk about Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's one of my favorites. One of my favorite vampire movies. I absolutely love it.
To me, that movie would be absolutely perfect if Keanu tried. I love Keanu Reeves too, but he has no accent. I mean, thankfully, anytime he's on screen with Gary Oldman, it doesn't matter who is in this. You could put Santa Claus in the scene with him, and you would forget Santa Claus is there because you're just enamored with everything Gary's doing as Dracula. But there are certain things about Bram Stoker's Dracula that don't necessarily make the movie bad to me by any stretch. I think it's an amazing film. I love it so much. But some of the characters that I don't know, for instance, Anthony Hopkins, his character's
Yes, Van
goofy.
Helsing. Yeah,
I was like, I didn't like the goofy Van Helsing. Like it
yeah.
felt very jarring to me because this movie is so artful and beautiful and sophisticated, and that threw me
Mhm.
off. But other than that, I mean, the end when you see him turn into that big bat monster
Oh
thing.
yes, the
Holy,
bat.
are
Yeah.
you kidding me? I
Uh,
tell people all the time. I was like, you have like I'm a big Dracula is my favorite, probably my favorite horror character. Okay, like
yeah.
I love some Hammer. To me, Dracula is Christopher Lee. Okay, like I love Bella, but to
Hmm.
me, Dracula is Christopher
Christopher Lee.
friggin'
Same.
Lee. Like I
Same here.
love Prince of Darkness. I love Dracula 80 Dracula 70.
1972.
I
Love
love
it.
those. Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Jesus Christ. I can't get people to watch these films to save my life. But
I love
granted, a
them.
lot of people, they are slower films. They're Hammer films. They're not blood and guts every 5 minutes. I get that. So it's not everybody's cup of tea, nor do I think it should be. But I love those atmospheric. Those are great movies to put on when I'm cleaning the house, when I'm getting festive for the Halloween spirit. Prince of Darkness, I think, is just a damn good
Yeah,
Dracula flick. You know,
yeah. I love
so
it.
but
Love
but
that one.
but Bram Stoker's Dracula '92 is one of my favorite. It's probably top
Okay.
five, top five
Vampire
Dracula
Dracula.
movies. You know,
Yes,
it's
yes.
probably top five. I mean, it's damn good. It's
It
damn.
is. It really is. But 1972, that's my favorite of the Christopher Lee films. I love that one.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad
I
you
love
said
it.
that. Big,
Absolutely love it.
yeah.
Doesn't get enough love. Does not get enough love.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of Hammer films that I have watched, though, man. That like I was like, okay, this is slow and boring. I'm not
Yes.
saying that all of them are great. No, no, but you
No,
have to.
I
Yeah,
agree.
but I think that some of the Dracula outputs were great.
Hmm.
You know,
Agreed. No, I just I'd seen some of the Christopher Lee Dracula movies, maybe like 10 years ago, but I just marathoned all of them last year around October, and I love those movies.
that,
Absolutely love.
that's so great. Horror Dracula is another classic. I love Horror
Hmm.
Dracula. I could go on and
Bride,
on. I'll stop, but
yeah. But Brides of Dracula, not Christopher Lee, but that was a great one too. Brides of Dracula.
oh god, Bryce, man.
Brides of Dracula. Great movie. Did you say you seen it? Yeah. That's a great one.
Yes, I'm sorry. I think I broke up for a
Oh,
second.
you're fine.
Brides of Dracula. Brides of Dracula was freaking. I wanted to swear. So good.
Yeah, it
So
is
good.
so good. So good. Definitely one of my favorites. We're getting a lot of love for the podcast. Jill says, let's see, it's her favorite podcast right now. Yeah, your podcast. Jill says the new podcast is my favorite thing on YouTube. Awesome.
Thank you, Jill. Very sweet of you.
And then Christian, or not Christian, Nick says all the credit goes to you. Honored to be a part of it, and it's a blast. So.
Thank
Well,
you.
you guys are both doing fantastic over there. I really love it. I love your guys' conversation. I love your talking back and forth. It's just great. I absolutely love it. Let's see. We got some Halloween H2O had a birthday today, so happy birthday, Halloween H2O.
Happy
The
birthday.
anniversary.
Love that movie. I love
Me
H2O.
too. I love H2O. Absolutely love it.
It's the best ending of any of the Halloween movies.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that was Michael. That was not a paramedic. That was Michael.
Yes. Yeah. That
So
was Michael.
that's
That
why
was.
when I did a video, I don't mean to cut you up. Like I did a video
You're
not too
fine.
long ago where I basically was saying that I think that Halloween Kills will be my favorite of the three because I've let go of the story elements that I wasn't too big on Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
So I think that I'll enjoy thematically more than anything probably Kills. And people were like, "Why would you assume that?" And one of my answers was because they're not going to top the ending to H2O.
Yeah.
They're not going to top it. How do you
Yeah.
top that ending?
Right. Oh yeah.
I don't think you can.
You can't. I love the ending. Absolutely love it. So I think we're skipping around. I'm accidentally skipping questions. Let's see. Sorry about this, guys. going through this. If I miss any questions, guys, I do apologize.
I'll try to keep any answer I have really short because I could tell
No,
Justin is like 40 minutes behind on the comments.
you're okay. No, I know you're fine. I love talking with you, so you're good. You are good. Um, and I love you all. Thank you guys so much for the comments. I just still getting used to the live chats, going through the questions and everything. So, but Ollie says no love for the Mutilator poster 1985. Check it out. I love it.
I love the Mutilator poster. I'm sorry if I forgot to mention it. Shame on me.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
I
I had
love
it
it.
memorized. I might have it memorized by pick, by sword, by axe, by picks, by pick, by
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
it?
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That is
Okay.
it.
That's it.
That is it. Gonna go through some questions. Let's see. Going through these. Scatterbrain's always got to answer your phone with "Thrill Me" after you watch that, Jim. Not talking Night of the Creeps. Yep.
There you go. Thrill me.
Yep.
Hey, is
That's
this
right.
Christian? Is this Christian? No, Bullwinkle Moose.
Here's a question, Jill. October plans. October plans for the channel or live, Christian?
I hate to make plans on my channel because every time I do that, I have the worst track record. Every time I say I'm going to do something on my channel, I don't because I just get inspired last minute. That's the thing about my YouTube channel is I genuinely make plans like that. Obviously, certain releases I feel partially like an obligation to do it because being a physical media person and having a YouTube channel, you get to a point to where people kind of just start asking you, "Hey, should I get this or should I get that? What do you think about this?" So I feel a little bit, and I don't get me wrong, it's a pleasure, and I enjoy, and I buy my movies. I don't get them sent to me from any company, but like I always feel a little bit of an obligation to make sure I review a new release and talk about if I think it's worth it or anything. So I
Yeah.
usually always do those, right? But in terms of like special stuff for the channel, I don't know. I'm gonna try to make the channel's theme and make like a old school Halloween theme song for the intro and kind of design like the colors behind me. I'll make sure that they're all orange,
Yeah.
for like a fall look, that kind of
I
thing.
love that.
Probably. Maybe I'll dress up in some videos. I'll start slicking my hair. Like I kind of have the Dracula
Yeah.
widow thing going on, so maybe I'll start doing. I don't know. I don't know.
Love it. Yeah, I'm the same way. I always tell myself I'm gonna plan ahead, but then like probably like September is when I start coming up with things for the channel. So
But in terms of life, certainly decorate my house in fall
yes.
themes. Our whole living room is nothing but Hammer horror design and Universal monsters. My wife went crazy and bought Phantom of the Opera pictures and
Love that.
Dracula pictures and a creature from the Black Lagoon pictures and our whole living room. I've been meaning to show it on my Instagram or something. I don't know why. I guess it's a protection thing. Like I don't want to show my house, like all my entire house on
Yeah.
the internet. Probably is why. But some people I know I've mentioned it. And people are like, "Do I want to see that?" And I'm always like, "Yeah, I need to show it. I need to show it." I don't know. I guess it's just some stuff I like to keep private.
Yeah.
you know. But if I'm
No, I
close to
get you.
people that if somebody close to me asks about it, I'll show them. But I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
Decorating for me, I'll be decorating the movie room, and I'll probably do a new room tour when I put up Halloween decorations this year. So, Antonis, what's going on? How are you?
Hey
How are you
man,
doing today, buddy? Going through, let's see. Wes, what's everyone's favorite Gator movie? Only two that I can think of right now, Crawl and Lake Placid. I'm going to say Crawl right now, because I haven't seen Lake Placid in a long time.
there is this amazing movie that's available on Shutter right now. It is called The Pool, and it is. I want to make sure I get the right nationality. I don't want to just say Asian, but unfortunately I can't remember. But it is a foreign film.
Mm-hmm.
imagine being stuck. I'll just say this: imagine being stuck in a pool without any water in it, and it's too deep for you to just be able to get out, and there's a crocodile in there.
Oh, nice.
It's on Shudder.
Nice.
It's called The Pool. It's a foreign film. Amazing.
I will have
That
to
is
check
that
that
is
out.
my favorite Gator movie. Um, stateside wise, I'll have to go with Lake Placid because the movie is a great horror comedy. I think so.
I remember loving it. I just bought it on Blu-ray, so finally added the Scream Factory Blu-ray in my collection. So
Yeah.
gonna give that a rewatch soon. I'm catching up with the comments now. I think we're getting close to it. So, um, uh, let's see. Filthy Dan, what's going on? Great host and
Hang on.
awesome guest. How are you? How are you doing?
Filthy Dan.
Yeah. And by the way, you guys are fantastic. Keep up with the questions. Keep up with the comments. I love reading them. And again, going through these, I'll get better at it as I keep going. I definitely promise, guys. Scatterbrain, would you rather see a continuation of the Thorn story or a sequel to H3? I'd say it's sequel to H3 if they did one. So
I guess by default I have to say Thorn because I don't want any sequel to H3 ever.
yeah.
I don't ever want to see anything continued from. That's a perfect movie for me. I love the ending because it's a non-ending.
Mm-hmm.
It is an ending to me. The kids are dead. They're dead.
Yeah.
Uh, even though Tom Atkins thinks they lived, I think they died. I don't ever want to see that movie ever touched again, personally.
Yeah.
So by default, I'll go Thorn because I think with Thorn, you could expand it and and do crazy stuff with the cult, and not necessarily get away with Michael Myers, but there's many outlets and avenues you could go with
They
that. So I think
and
I'd go with Thorn.
I'm with you with H3. I think as like when I first saw it, I wanted to know things like after the movie ended. But like you said, I think you could do more with the Thorn story. Where H3, yeah, it's a perfect standalone movie. I mean, absolutely perfect. Um, Art says, "What did you guys think of Dracula Dead and Loving It?" I remember loving it. It's been a long time since I've seen that Leslie Nielsen movie, but I remember loving it.
Sorry, I think I froze for a second.
You're okay.
Dracula Dead and Loving It. I finally broke down and got letterboxed, which I've been asked all the time about that. So I finally got my letterboxed, and I actually just reviewed Dracula Dead and Loving It Sunday because I just watched it on Sunday, and
Yeah.
that movie, Mel Brooks. The thing about Dracula Dead and Loving It that I think is so amazing is it's first of all when he's wearing the wig. He starts out the movie and you see Leslie Nielsen as Dracula, and he's got the wig with the boobies hair,
Yeah.
he had like in Bram Stoker's,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he takes it off like it's a wig, and he takes it off
Yeah.
and hangs it on the coat rack. I spit my drink out because I was like, because I finally watched Dracula Dead and Loving It the first time Sunday, and I don't know if that person followed me on Letterboxd and knew that, but I reviewed it and I said the movie's so brilliant because it's so funny, but at the same time, Mel Brooks takes this time to set up these immensely great not necessarily suspenseful, but but immensely great, beautiful moments that are so classic horror, and the sound design is even classic, and then all of a sudden it flips like that, and then it turns into a gag
Yeah.
slapstick thing. And I still think Young Frankenstein is his magnum opus,
Yeah.
but Dracula Dead and Loving It is absolutely hilarious.
It is my
So
favorite moment in it, and it's the little things that crack me up. But it's a scene where he goes, "Children of the night," and he looks down. It's like bat poop. He's like, "They make such filthy messes." And he steps on it, and rolls down the steps.
yeah, yeah, oh man, yeah, great movie. I wish more. That's another movie. Like I want people to go out of their way to watch Dracula Dead and
Yeah.
Loving It. But I wanted
Yes.
to say really quick while it was on my mind. Uh, what quite possibly is my favorite Dracula movie, even though it's not Christopher Lee, is 1979 Dracula.
I just bought that. I
It's
just bought that.
That was my favorite Blu-ray purchase of technically this year. I think I bought
Right
it this
there.
year. That movie right there. Show it for the people in the show.
You guys have not seen
This
this.
is the
Yeah.
1979 Dracula. It's Frank Langella and Laurence
Yeah.
Olivier. Donald Pleasance is in it. It's action packed. It's got a great opening. It's very dramatic. It's very suspenseful. It's one of the best Dracula movies ever. That is the Dracula movie I recommend to you if you're listening to this and you really don't like to get into the 50s or 60s type of Hammer stuff, but you want your 80s type feel or whatever movie because it's from 79. That Dracula movie is damn good. It's one of
Um,
the best. And the cool thing about that release is it comes
yeah.
with two versions of the films. You can have it
I saw that.
You can get the way the director had this want to release the movie in black and white. The studio did
Yeah.
not, rightfully so. I think the studio made the right call. But what's cool about it is the second disc on that Blu-ray is
Hmm.
the 1991 televised color distressed version where
Yeah.
the color is pulled out. It's interesting to watch, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I prefer the theatrical cut, but that they
Yeah.
they give you that cut of the movie as well. And I watch,
Nice.
yeah, but Dracula 79 is amazing. So I just wanted to mention that while I had it pop on my head because I want everybody to. I need to review that film, but I want everybody to see that film. Masterpiece.
Again, here you guys go.
I'm so glad you bought that. So glad.
Yeah. Well, you know
Masterpiece.
what? I bought it because you mentioned it, and I was like, you know what? I have to check it out. I was
So
like,
good.
I'm Dracula fan here, so
Add that to the absolute top of your watch pile. I'm gonna put it
I
right
will
at
watch
the top.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that soon. So, Matt has a question. What's going on, Matt? How are you? Do you guys like Death Dream 1972, Bob Clark's second film? I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't seen Death Dream. I know about it, but I have not
I've
have
heard
not
of it.
seen Death Dream.
Have yet to see that one myself, so I think I have the DVD. I still have to watch it. Antonis, are you guys going to watch American Horror Story season 10? Yeah, I'm going to give that a
Yeah.
watch. I
Yeah.
will check it out. I always definitely do.
I think I own Death Dream too. I think I have a
I
DVD
own it.
of it.
Yeah, I have the DVD. A friend of
Some
mine gave it to me, so
some sometimes I'm sure you understand. If you're a fan and collector, you
yeah,
enjoy adding and cataloging titles, and sometimes, unfortunately, you sit them on the shelf, and then you don't necessarily forget about it, but then, oh well, I got to watch this one too, and I got to really catch up with that. But this new release, I've been waiting to see this, and then you watch Netflix, and then you watch
yeah,
Amazon Prime, and then you watch television, and
I do that.
sometimes
Yeah.
stuff just gets lost, man. So
Do you ever sometimes? Because I'm pretty good at remembering everything I pretty much have in my collection. But do you ever go across your movies and think, do I have a certain movie in my collection? And then you look at it and it's right there in your collection. Do you ever do that sometimes?
very seldom, to be honest with
Same
you.
here.
I typically have a pretty good
Yeah,
uh,
same.
memory. I own a lot. I'm a fan of box sets for that reason.
Yep.
So if I'm out shopping and Sydney says, "Hey, look, they have a Creature from the Black Lagoon on Blu-ray." Well, I've got the Universal Monsters box set, so I have that,
Yeah.
or some stuff like that. I rem like I own all the Howling movies.
Yeah.
So, like, I know I have
Yeah.
double DVDs of not double
Same here.
DVDs, like double packs of like 4 and
Yes.
5 and then 6, and it's like most stuff I can have a pretty good memory on. I
I
really
do
need to
too.
catalog everything on a app on a phone or something. That way I
I do
can
too.
I'm sure there's something out there. This is what I have in mind, like a database that you catalog your own stuff in, and then if you're shopping and you say, Murders in the Rue Morgue, let me type that in. No, I don't have that. Like you search it in your database, and if it shows up, that means you have it. If not, like I want something like that. But the thought process of actually going through and cataloging all this stuff, I
Yeah.
literally would rather go to the dentist 5 days in a row than do that
Then
because
have same. because there's just for me, I'm the same way. I have a buddy of mine who has an app where he categorizes everything. Um, but yeah, I still have yet to do it, so I need to do that. Um, the question here, Jill asks you, how are you liking Letterbox?
I think it's a good avenue for me to be able to share my quick thoughts for stuff I don't feel that I'm not compelled to review online on YouTube. So I think it's a good little it's a good keepsake just to really kind of keep up with what I'm watching. The sad thing is I'm already slacking. I need to type in Night of the Creeps. Um, what did I watch? I watched Shocker the other day with my wife. I got to
Love
put
it.
that on there. I really want to keep up with everything, and not only that, to really see if I watch something 6 months from now again, do my thoughts change from what I said about Shocker 6 months ago? I know my thoughts on the soundtrack will never change. It's the
Yeah.
most amazing soundtrack ever. But you know, yeah.
No,
So that yeah, I like Letterbox. I like it.
haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking about getting the letterbox and trying it out.
It's kind of like a Facebook type thing, except you post your movie review, and I'll go through and I'll see what, for instance, what Jill watched Ticks, and she shared her little thoughts on there, and you can like it, kind of like a Facebook post and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It's a
Oh,
charming
cool.
looking little app, and whenever you click on a movie, being a poster fan, what I like about it
Hmm.
is whenever you click on a movie, it shows you like the picture, like the poster of the movie you're talking about. So it's a cool looking. It's a sleek design looking app. I do like it, and it seems like you can be fairly social on there. So it's cool, and
Oh,
it's nothing but
nice.
movies, obviously. So
I'm
anything's better
gonna.
than Facebook at this point, to be quite honest.
Yes. No, I'm with you. I don't. I only really promote on Facebook, and that's about it now. So that's about it. Ollie has a question. What's your thoughts on Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer? I've never seen it, so I can't say anything about it. But he says that salesman kill scene always makes me laugh.
Oh, when I go to get the TV, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer is a great realistic look at a legitimate serial killer. Maybe almost too realistic, but
Hmm.
it's a film you have to see.
Yeah,
Great performances in that.
I've
Um,
heard. Yeah.
Take a movie like Maniac and make it less
Hmm.
cinematic. Make it less
Oh,
cinematic.
okay.
Make it seem more real. Make it like you literally get to watch them eating dinner. And
Yeah,
I don't want to spoil anything. You have to see Henry. I mean,
I'll
it's
have
one
to
of those
check it
movies
out.
you gotta, yeah.
I'll have
Uh,
to watch that.
it's very effective.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it's very effective.
Another
Yeah.
one I'm great for because I love the movie. I have the movie on Laserdisc, and that's how I initially saw the
Nice.
film, and I loved it. And then when I was like, well, I need to upgrade this to Blu-ray. I definitely need to review Henry, which I watch. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to review Henry because I bought that and I said I want somebody to see this film that hasn't seen this film. So and I never did because something happened or whatever. I was compelled to do something else that day. But that is a movie I need to review because it's a must-see movie. You have to see it at least once in your life.
I'll have to watch it. No, it's something I've wanted to see, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Wes says best extra in a movie. I'm going Bucky or Saxophone Man.
For the Lost Boys and Halloween 4.
Yeah. Um, best extra in a movie. That's tough. I might say a Saxophone Man. I do like the Saxophone Man. You know what? I like the hall monitor in Nightmare on Elm Street. Where's your pass? Screw your pass.
Yeah.
That's tough because I'm like, there's so many good ones.
I'll give you the best extra in a movie. I'll give you
Which
the best
one?
extra in the movie. 1983. Not even horror. He
Yeah.
didn't say horror. He just said movie. Staying Alive with John Travolta.
Oh yes,
When he's walking down the street in the beginning of the film, and he bumps shoulders with
John
somebody, and,
Sylvester Stallone.
and Stallone mean mugs him.
Can I
Stallone
first?
directed the film, so
He did,
and
and yeah,
when he mean mugs him, I love
I
that.
love it.
I'm like Rocky.
First of all, Christian, huge shout out to not only I thought you were awesome already, but you're even more awesome to mention Staying Alive because that's one of my personal favorite films that I love. I know it gets hate, but I love it.
Well, not only is it a good film, but I mean, I fell in love with the soundtrack as well. I'm a
I
big
do too.
Frank Stallone. He had a great album from '84
Yes.
that had that song, uh, the title track from the movie. That Stallone, the Frank Stallone song,
Oh, look
"Far From
out for
Over."
number. Yeah, that's it.
Far
That's
From
it.
Over. The album from '84 was actually uh, the gentleman who did the composing for Rocky 4 also produced Frank's album, so they have similar sounds,
Yeah.
like kind of like intense, almost spacey synth. You'll notice it when you listen to the record. So, yeah, I love Staying Alive.
I'm glad you mentioned it though, because no one, if people most of the time mention it, they hate it. I've always loved
That's
it.
their loss. That's their loss.
I I love it. I mean, I'm just gonna say this right now. We dance so close to the fire at the end of the movie. I love it.
Damn
I
right,
love that song. We dance so close to the fire.
dude. You can't beat it. I love that.
I
I
love
love
it.
a good soundtrack in a movie is like the ultimate way
Mm.
to get a pass from me.
You know, I don't have many many good dance moves, but when I was a kid and when I first saw Staying Alive, I was like, I want to be a dancer. That's what I want to do. And not a dancer, but that movie was like,
The
okay,
dream
I
is
think I
still
could.
alive.
That dream is still alive. There you
Right,
go. But you
right.
know what? Hey, like I said, I thought you were awesome before. I think you're even more awesome for mentioning Staying Alive and having the same opinion, because not everybody loves that movie.
Yeah,
So
it's my
I'm glad you
pleasure.
love it.
Yeah.
We need a Blu-ray release of it. Somebody release it. Scatterbrain. I need a Stepfather box set. Damn it! Yes, we need a Stepfather box set.
I need to see Stepfather 3 because when
Oh,
I
it's fun.
when I read that it's a different guy playing, it was a different guy playing the same person, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. So the whole movie is predicated on him disguising his appearance, but they get a whole different guy. How do they do that? And I'm assuming it has to be a plastic surgery angle.
Yes, it is. It
So
is.
it really is.
It is. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah,
I
that's
was
it.
just
That's
guessing.
it.
I was like, so how did they do
No,
this movie without Terry O'Quinn?
no,
Okay,
it's
so
that's what it is. But you know
ah,
what's good? I think it's good. I was actually now I've only seen it twice, but I think it's good. I like it. I like it. So
I
I'd get a
want to see
box
it
set.
too, but I can't. I mean, where do I watch Stepfather 3 in 2021? You know,
I know. I was thinking Amazon might have it, but I doubt it. I
I'll
don't
have
think
to look
they
into that.
might. But it's fun. But that's the plot, like plastic surgery. So
I can't believe that.
yeah, you got it. Antonis, let's see, got a question here. What's your guys' favorite practical effects in a horror movie? So many good movies with great practical effects. Two that come to mind. Well, I think Nightmare on Elm Street has some great practical effects, but I will always love Fright Night's practical effects.
It's a great one. I'm a really big fan of the half corpse in Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Especially the detail. If you really watch that movie, you'll actually see spinal fluid drip out of the spine of the half corpse, and you can see the
Really?
trail. You can see the spinal fluid trail. Um, Yeah, I'll go with the half corpse. That'll be my answer. I mean, granted, I love the movie, but Tony Gardner murdered it when he came on to work on Return of the Living Dead. So, and basically just Tom Savini is my second answer. Then again, you got
Yes, yes.
Rob Bottin's work in The Thing is pretty great. Not
Oh,
pretty great.
yeah.
I mean, it's the genius in that movie though is the lighting. I mean, you have to. That's why I think The Howling has the better transformation scene than American. American is Rick Baker's a god. Rick Baker's probably the greatest to do the job. I mean, in my
Yeah,
opinion, but it's all brightly lit, and even though the effects work that Rob Bottin did maybe wasn't exactly up to par with American, I just
yeah.
think that the way it's lit in The Howling makes me way more scared of that.
I think it's scary. Yeah.
Lighting and practical effects in horror movies are yin and yang. Like they both have to be in perfect fluidity with each other, I think. And that's why The Thing is one of the best ever too, because I mean,
I love it.
you got to think of the way Dean had to do all this stuff. You can see some scenes in that movie where it's this one little beam of light going across this one thing in the monster that you see. Especially in the beginning with the Siberian Huskies in the
Hmm.
pen when he turned like. I guarantee
So
if
good.
you lit that stuff up too bright, you would see the wires, you would see the kid, you know. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, great stuff. But I'm going with the half corpse. Half corpse.
Half Corpse. I like that one. Ghost. I was thinking when you were talking Ghostbusters. I mean, that's technically horror comedy, but I love Ghostbusters
Oh
practical effects.
man,
Love it.
it blows my mind how stuff from that movie looks better than a lot of stuff that comes out today.
Yes.
No excuse.
Terminator. Terminator, the first movie, low budget movie for, what we had at James Cameron at the time, but Stan Winston did a fantastic job with, the Endel Skull in Terminator.
Oh, the
So,
best. Yeah, yeah. And I noticed some really quick while I'm seeing it. Matt
yeah.
Chester, Cheshire. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. He says, City of the Living Dead girl puking her intestines out." I've always said this. I'll say it again. Italian gore is way more disgusting than anything on the planet because it's grittier. It's less refined as American gore is, especially the makeup effects that they do. It's chalkier looking. It's uh it's it's just it make when you see it you feel dirty.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like if
That's
you
what I
look at
get from.
did you see The Beyond? You've seen The Beyond.
Yes. Yes, I have.
The scene where the mother and the son are at the hospital
Mm.
and you see the shot of this canister that tips on its side
Oh my
and
gosh.
drips on the face of a corpse and it's melting the face.
Yeah.
It grosses it grosses me out.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh, same here.
Italian gore is the greatest because it's
It
way more
is.
disgusting. It's not as
It
pretty
is.
looking, you know.
But
It's,
yeah.
it's
I'm
the
with
best.
you.
It's the
I'm
best.
with you. By the way, Jamie, hello. Jamie is here. How
Jamie,
are you, Jamie? What's going on? How are you? How are you? How are you? Thanks for stopping in. I'm gonna say Suspiria has some great practical effects too. The original Suspiria.
just the witch hand in Suspiria.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not always how good the effect is; it's how it's used. And
Agreed.
just that witch hand when you just kind of see it like this and it comes in and comes out.
Oof.
It's the
Yeah.
best.
Whole opening, like just the whole opening, the first, the main kill that we have in the movie. Absolutely love it.
That's one of the
Um,
greatest kills in a movie. Period. It's
Agreed.
shocking.
I
You know,
agree.
I would say the American equivalent to that, and I still think Suspiria does it better. Is It's All for You, Damien. You know, it's a great
Oh,
hanging scene too, but I
yes.
I still think Suspiria has the edge on the
Yes,
hanging
it
scene.
does.
But
Yes, it does.
that's a great one too, and and
Yeah, I mean,
so
now we're naming off so many great movies with practical effects. There's just so many good ones. So many good ones. Ollie has a question for you. Have you seen Henry 2? It's a classic. He said, LOL.
yeah, that's exactly how I feel about Henry too. Is LOL. Yeah, it's not the first movie, nor is it as good.
um, Danielle, he says, I'm less than 10 minutes into the Val Kilmer documentary, and it's already in my top 10 of 2021.
I can't wait.
Awesome.
I can't
I'm
wait.
excited to see it.
That might have to bump True Romance. But then again, either one has Val Kilmer in it. Apparently,
That's right.
Val Kilmer's in True Romance. So
Is he really?
I'm getting yeah.
Oh,
This is what
cool.
shocks me about this. Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper, Val Kilmer, Gary Oldman, Brad Pitt, Christopher Walken. I've never
Wow.
seen this movie, as shocking as that sounds. So
I've never seen it either.
the cast is beyond amazing.
Amazing cast,
I mean,
though.
Dennis Hopper reading a newspaper would be better than
Right.
damn near half the movies I see nowadays anyway. So putting him in a cast like that, this better be a masterpiece. There's no excuse for it not to be, which I'm sure it is. So, you know.
I'm excited. I have yet to see it either, so I'm going to check that one out soon. But Antonis, do you guys own any? Oh no, do you guys own any NECA figures? I own some. Yes, I do own some.
Way too many to name.
Yeah.
Way too many. And when I descaled the horror room, I had to box a lot of them up. I have
Same.
a few hanging around here. I got my San Diego Comic-Con Super Freddy up there on the wall.
I love that.
He had to stay.
I have right here. You can't see them, but I have the ones that I have hanging up. I got Victor Crowley, Harry Warden, and the Killer from Slumber Party Massacre.
Very nice.
I think those are NECA figures. Yeah.
The Dracula.
Dracula. All right. Let's see. Most brutal action movies you've seen.
I have a movie I could name, but it's brutal, but not necessarily in the sense of kill gore.
Yeah.
There's a Van Damme movie. It's called In Hell.
Hmm.
And it's really a rough watch. It's a brutal movie. The movie starts out, Jean-Claude Van Damme's wife gets murdered. He goes to court, and I don't remember if the guy got off or got away with it on a technicality, but Van Damme pulls a gun out in the courthouse and kills the guy who kills his wife.
Wow.
Van Damme goes to some jail out in the middle of nowhere in like Scandinavia or something. It's a far off and away. As a matter of fact, 88 Films is actually getting their hands on this, and I will be getting this. But the movie is really rough because in the movie, there's obviously, there's like a main villain of the jail, and he is very brutal. He he assaults guys in the prison, and he rapes inmates. And then there's a part of the movie where Van Damme wants to die. He's miserable. He's in this prison by himself. He has nothing to live for, and he gets put in solitary confinement in like this cave-looking room. There's water dripping everywhere. It's disgusting. And there's like a decent sized length scene of him trying to hang and kill himself.
Wow.
It's brutal. It's really hard to watch. It's one of the most intense performances I've ever seen. Anybody that says Van Damme was like a one-hit wonder, they're just absolutely wrong. Because the performance in this is really a tearjerker. I mean, it's a really brutal movie in a sense. And it's an action flick too, because there's obviously fight stuff going on.
Yeah.
But it's a masterpiece in its own right. It's called In Hell.
I'm gonna look that one up.
Really good. Really good.
The brutal action movies I could think of, right? Just thinking about the Predator, the first one's a brutal one.
Somebody's mentioned Death Wish, and of
Death
course,
Wish.
Death Wish.
I've never seen Death Wish. I've never seen those. I gotta watch them.
Those are. Death Wish 2 has some of the best lines from Charles Bronson ever. I love you would love Death Wish is a good movie because it really is a story about vigilante justice and how you really can't rely on the cops to fix problems. They show up after a problem happens. That's the world you live in. So but part 2 is where James Bay said, or Canon Pictures is like, we're gonna make some really intense, bloody, horrific movies.
Nice.
So Death Wish 2 is my favorite of the 3, but Death Wish 3 is pretty freaking awesome too. So
Jamie says 10 to Midnight. Yes, Jamie, that one is a brutal one. That is brutal. I just saw that for the first time, and yes.
Yeah, that's another Canon picture. Still. As good as 10 to Midnight is, Death Wish 2.
I'm gonna have to watch those.
Those two, Death Wish 2 and 3, they're not movies you would want your parents to see you watching. Just put it to you like that. They're pretty intense.
I got a question for you. Action movies, and have you ever seen Runaway with Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons? Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, being a Kiss fan, of course, I've seen anything with Gene Simmons in it. Love Runaway. He was great in Trick or Treat.
Yes, I love Trick or Treat.
Runaway's great. I
love that. I love that movie. RoboCop. That's a great one too. Most brutal movies. Yeah, that's another great one. RoboCop. Going back to a question, Scatterbrain, Wes, scariest paranormal scene in a horror movie. What would you think?
I don't know. I know it's really silly and cliche to probably say, but when the hype for the first Paranormal Activity came out, and I went knowing nothing because there wasn't trailers on YouTube and stuff every day, and it was just word of mouth. I was a tail end of my high school years, and all my friends were like, you have got to go see this movie. Like we're
I
going,
thought it
and
was.
we took up a whole row, me and my friends and stuff. We went and watched it, knowing zilch, zip, nada, nothing about the movie. I missed this time so much. You can't do that
Yeah,
nowadays. And I'm part of
everything.
it too. I do trailer reactions because people want to see what your thoughts are and stuff like that. So of
Yeah,
course, Halloween Kills trailer. But back then. I say back then, but then again, this was 11, 12 years ago.
yeah,
This movie, you knew nothing about it. So
yeah.
when you see them put, not when she gets pulled out of the bed, no. When they put down the chalk
Hmm.
powder and you see the footprints, and it's not it doesn't
Oh,
look like a foot, it looks like a claw. I was like,
yes.
oh my god, what is this thing? So that's got to be one of my most scary moments. Like I was,
You you know what one that gets me. And by the way, Paranormal Activity. I if I'm at home by myself watching that in the dark, it will freak me out. That's a scary movie.
I love them.
I
Yeah,
do too. I
I think the
mean,
first one's the best one. Still.
1 and 3 always a toss up for me. 1 and 3.
Three is great. Three is great. I saw every single one in a theater, except
Did
the
you?
except the very very last one. I didn't because
Ghost Dimension.
I was working out of town the whole time that movie was in theaters. But I saw every single one in the theater. I couldn't help
Yeah.
myself.
They're fun. They're fun. I mean, I've even kind of embraced some of the later ones. I think one time you mentioned because you had mentioned it, and I was like, I totally forgot I did a review for Paranormal Activity 4, but you said you ripped up the ticket. I was like, yes, remembering that like from a long time ago. I remember seeing it was either part 4 or was what was the other one? The one after that, not Ghost Dimension, the spin-off one. What's the one between Paranormal Activity 4 and Ghost Dimension? Do you remember what that one is?
Probably the marked ones.
Mark ones. When I first saw Mark ones in theaters, I was not a fan. I need to go back and rewatch it. So
Yeah.
that one. I was gonna say the one that gets me is The Conjuring, and it's not. It's a simple scene, but it's the scene where the daughter wakes up and she sees something behind the door. We can't see what it is, but she sees what it is in The Conjuring.
Yeah, that's why. That was sorely missed from The Conjuring 3 because to me, as much as the casting is for the Conjuring series, so is the directing from James, and I wasn't a big fan of the Conjuring 3. Well made, but
Mm-hmm.
to me, he was sorely missed. James Wan.
Yeah.
He's
No.
obviously very good at what he does. Mm, So
I was a fan. I mean, I was a big fan of it, but the one thing, especially thinking about it, yeah, it's definitely missing James Wan. I mean, he has something about his films that just works, and you could tell when a film's directed by James Wan.
it's yeah, he's got his style, and that's something that I love. I mean, some directors they'll do all kinds of stuff, and some guys are able to just do whatever the hell they want. It always works. Like Richard Donner, rest in peace. That
Yeah,
I didn't realize the dude dabbled in whatever he felt like, and he was the master at he was a master. The expression "master of none is better than a master of none of one." Well, he was a
yeah.
master of everything. Richard Donner. He just seemed like he could do anything, but if you
Hmm.
get really good at a style and people can tell what your style is, I think that's amazing. And obviously I think that's ever present and when you watch a James Wan film. So I
Yes,
really missed him in Conjuring 3 big time.
yes. That was I would say like again, I was a big fan of it, but yeah, James Wan was missing. Um, I loved Insidious. Dead Silence, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Dead
I
Silence.
feel like that one gets I hate using the cliches underrated or anything like that. Like I just feel like it doesn't that one has gotten like for instance, when Halloween time comes around, you see the Saw movies come out on Blu-ray a lot. You see this.
Hmm.
Where's the Dead Silence like
Right,
cheapy Blu-ray that pops up? Because
right.
that was a probably one of the better
That's-
James
yeah,
Wan films.
that is one of my top three, I think, of James Wan films. I love that movie so much. It's a
Yeah, I think
scary film.
I love it too.
And
One of my favorites.
and you say underrated, yeah, there's a lot of underrated movies, but that is underrated. Like,
It probably is, yeah. I just
not a lot of people talk about it.
people. I'm not that I'm trying to sound high and mighty. It's just I always
No.
hear that those terms get thrown out all the time. Underrated this, overrated that. Like I'll hear people say like Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is underrated. I'm like, no, it's not underrated. Everybody has an opinion of it. Everybody knows about it. But a
Yeah.
movie that I think that, like, to me, when I say underrated, I think of a movie that I think is really good, but people just aren't even aware of it.
Yeah.
Like Manhunter, for instance, is amazing, and people just know about Red Dragon. The
Yeah.
average person knows about Red Dragon, but like, guys, go check out Michael Mann's Manhunter. It's the original Red Dragon, and it's freaking amazing. That's
Yeah.
to me underrated because no one knows about it anymore, except
I
fans of
think
Michael Mann and stuff. So,
I think I think I'm at fault saying underrated a lot sometimes. So like
well,
thinking about what you're saying.
I do too, and so
Yeah.
I always try to, I
I would
always try
say
to catch myself.
I think underrated but underappreciated. So like if we're talking about like something that a lot of people don't love, we could say underappreciated, but people talk about it. Underrated would be something like I think Red Eye, Wes Craven's Red
Sure,
Eye is
sure,
underrated.
yeah,
Love it.
stuff that like when for me, like when somebody says a movie's underrated, if I haven't heard of it at all, I'm probably, yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably right. Let me get on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. Antonis question. He says, what is the most brutal horror movie franchise you got in your guys' opinion?
Well, Death
I
Wish isn't really horror, but
no.
I
I'm
guess
gonna go. What were you gonna go? What's
Saw.
your pick?
Probably Saw.
I'm gonna say Saw. I was gonna do Texas Chainsaw, but thinking about both of them, Saw hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Um, let's see. We're seeing Matt said I think one of his favorite paranormal ones is Let's Scare Jessica to Death.
Oh,
That's a
great.
good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Antonis, he says, what did you guys think of the full trailer for American Horror Story season 10? I don't think I saw the full trailer. I think I saw the teaser.
They it looks like they asked, when do you guys think we will get it? I have no idea. I have no
I'm
no
not
idea.
sure. I think it's coming out in September though. Oh, let's see. When do you guys think we'll get it? Okay, Reddit. Thank you, Christian. So I appreciate that.
No problem.
I'm trying not to miss questions. I'm seeing a lot of Sinister love. Art says Insidious or Sinister.
Sinister. I love
Sinister is scary. Sinister. I'm gonna go Insidious, but Sinister. Oh, like Insidious or
I love Insidious too.
I
liked all the Insidious movies.
Me too. I did too.
Like,
but Sinister, I love.
Last Key, I was, it's so
too.
cool. Like,
very entertaining. Very entertaining.
But I loved it. I didn't like Sinister too, but I loved Sinister.
I love Sinister. If we're talking franchise, Insidious. If we're talking just like a movie, Sinister, scary. I think that's scary. Somebody said Sinister or the Babadook. Unpopular opinion on the Babadook. I am not a Babadook fan.
Me neither. I rewatched it too. That movie got so hyped. It caught on like fire, and so I was like, I'm excited to watch it. And I was just like, no.
We talk underrated, but The Fourth Kind. Do you remember that one with Mila Jovovich?
I love The Fourth Kind.
I love that movie. No one talks about that one very much.
The movie is a early stage heart attack for an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh!
That's all it is. But there's something about
something about it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I love it. Scary. I'm giving you like a high five, fist pump, whatever, because you know about that movie. You've seen it. I love it too.
Dude, yeah, I love The Fourth Kind.
I love it. Nick, let's see. Nick, comment here. Scariest film saw. Maybe I have a video coming out tomorrow titled "The Scariest Movies I've Ever Seen." Can't wait to see it, Nick. Looking forward to it. Oh, Dead Pit's in here. What's going on, Dead Pit? How you doing? I love these guys.
Is that the creepy Kentuckian? I call him Big Creepy.
Yeah. Love these guys. What's going on? Jamie says, I love both Sinister movies. It's the thought of the unseen evil influencing a child. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
scary stuff. It's scary stuff. I need to give Sinister 2 another watch. I've only seen it once. Only seen it once. How many times have that's a question. Do you if there's something in a movie, you might not like it the first time, but if there's something in a film that like catches your eye and you remember it, even if you don't like the movie, will you go back and watch it?
Uh, what do you mean, like something that about a movie that like
Yeah.
that bothers me, and I'm like, oh, this part
Well,
of a movie is better, or
like
something, or like
some,
a
I guess something like say like as a whole, if you don't like a movie, but there was something about it that you kind of liked, would you go back and watch it? Because I tend to do that sometimes. Like I'll
yeah,
go and give another movie a try if there's something I liked about it.
yeah. I mean, like for instance, I am a massive VHS fan, the
Yeah,
found footage movies.
yeah,
And I loved VHS. I really love VHS too. And then everybody told me VHS Viral was bad, and I was like, okay, well, let me get it and I'll watch it because I wanted to own it. And I watched it and I was like, it's certainly not as good as two. And then I was like, well, let me go back revisit that again and uh, see. And um, I would probably agree that on a couple rewatches, I probably watched rewatched it once. I wouldn't even say a
yeah,
couple. I probably rewatched VHS Viral again, and I was like, no, I think that people are probably right because I don't even think it's as good as the first VHS, quite frankly. So,
yeah,
and sometimes, I guess sometimes I change my mind. Surely,
yeah.
like for instance, I wasn't a big fan of probably like the first Evil Dead. I didn't
Hmm.
dislike it, but um, now I've become a massive Evil Dead fan.
Yeah,
I loved Evil Dead 2 and 3 from the start, but the first Evil Dead, I probably you got to think sometimes when you're watching a movie and how you're watching it, is something on your mind? Are you really invested in the movie? You know, that can have something to do with it. Maniac Cop was the
yeah,
same. I don't remember being really invested in Maniac Cop. I saw it a decade and a half ago, probably, but I love Maniac Cop. So
yes, yes,
I
yes. Love
typically
Maniac.
revisit stuff. I typically revisit
Me too.
stuff. So
Me too. I was gonna say talk Evil Dead. Like I was just thinking about it, and then you mentioned Evil Dead. I was that way with the remake. I didn't like the remake when I first saw it. I
me,
think
yeah, ditto.
I was not a fan, and but there was something about it I liked, so I went back and I rewatched it, and I can tell you right now, it's one of my favorite remakes now. Like I've watched it several times,
Oh,
and I love it.
without
I
question. That
love it.
lightning in a bottle.
Love it. Um, Art says, "Would you rather be trapped in a remote house by the seaside at a night with Chucky, Annabelle, or Brahms?" If I had to be trapped with one,
Who did
um,
you pick? I'm sorry.
no, I haven't picked anybody yet. Who would you pick? Because I'm
It don't.
like, if I want to be
It,
trapped, same.
whoever's staying with me is getting the smackdown laid on them. I could take Chucky. I could take
Yeah,
Annabelle, and Brahms is a joke. So
yeah. I
I'll
love the
take
first one.
yeah,
You
I'll
what?
take the doll and the little and the person behind the doll. I'll whip all their asses. So it
There you go.
doesn't make a difference. I'll stomp a mud hole in Chucky and walk it dry. So.
I don't
Now,
know who I would pick.
If it's Leprechaun, I'm taking my lickings because he's Leprechaun's gonna
Yeah.
whip my ass.
I might go Chucky with this one, but Brahms, the first boy movie I loved, I did not like the second one. I was not a fan of the Brahms boy too.
I was shocked how much money the first the boy made. I mean,
It
it
made
made
a
a lot
lot
of
of money.
money. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It made a lot of money. And I was surprised at how much I loved that one. So the boy, I was really surprised at how much I loved it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Try not to make sure I didn't miss anything. We're seeing Sinister 2 love in here. Um, Antonis, do you guys get a large popcorn when you go to the movies? Absolutely. Got to get my popcorn when I go to the movies.
I'm an M&M Mark. So
I love
if I
M&Ms.
like peanut and peanut butter M&Ms. Now, if you give me a brown bag of M&Ms, I'll throw a fit. I don't
Yeah.
like those. I'll piss and moan if you give me brown M&M, the brown bag. So, give me the yellow bag M&Ms and a big old Diet Pepsi, and I'm a hog in heaven, man.
I love. I'm a Mike and Ike fan or Skittle fan. Sweet Tart Ropes, peanut M&Ms. I love. But yeah, give me any type of those candies, a popcorn and an icy when I go to the theater. I gotta have an icy.
Be putting a
Got
Hurt Locker by the end of that, Justin.
Well, not all that candy, just like one candy, a popcorn, and an icy, and I'm good.
Damn.
Let's see. Dead Pit, The Strangers versus The Strangers 2, still cage match. I'm going, even though I love both of them, I love them both for different reasons. I'm going Strangers 2.
That's a really good one. I saw The Strangers in theaters, and that was a scary movie when it came out. I saw Strangers 2, and I loved Strangers 2. I'm glad that they're different, because if I'm wanting something a little bit more, serious, I can go for the first one. If I want to have more of my 80s kind of fun slasher, maybe I guess you could call both of them slasher films, I guess. I don't know. But I'd probably go Part 2. I think Part 2 is really fun. There's a certain speed to Part 2 that I like, and I love the trailer park.
Yeah. Yes,
I think I saw Jamie say she didn't see it yet, so I don't want to spoil it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I love Part 2. Jamie, I probably got a digital code if you want it. I can
she
give you
says, yeah, she says I still need to watch Strangers 2. It's in my plan for the Halloween season. Well, perfect, Jamie, because that is an awesome film. You're gonna love this soundtrack. Like for me,
turn around every now and again.
My favorite, I love Cambodia. Well, I don't want to say too much. Again, I'm not going to talk about too much, but Cambodia, and then Night Moves, which is a very underrated song in the movie.
Great movie. I love it. What the hell is with the sequel coming out like 9 years later, though?
It's because no one, I don't know if no one wanted to release a Strangers sequel. I love the Strangers.
Talk about coming out of left field, though, and like the horror fans ate it up. So
yes,
maybe in 2027 we'll get Part 3.
Yes, maybe we will. You know what? I love the guy who plays. I love everybody who's played like the mass killers in the movie, but Damien, who's the main killer in Strangers 2. I think he's a great guy. That's somebody I would love to meet at a convention one day. Just the whole cast. Dead Pit says swimming pool scene. Yep, swimming pool scene. Love it. And then my buddy Resident Vania, Rez, what's going on, buddy? He says Part 2 rocks, and it does. It really does.
Yeah.
But question for you, I have a question. One of the videos I loved of yours, and I love all your videos, but the one, because I think nostalgic purposes and because I worked in a video store, I loved your trips to that video store. That was a lot of fun, seeing stuff like that, seeing video stores. So my question for you is, what are some of your favorite video store memories? Do you have like either going and seeing the artworks on the VHS covers? Like, what are some favorite video store memories for you?
Yeah, certainly. Not only movies, but more so, honestly, I would say it was a lot more video games when I was younger.
Yeah.
I remember renting Diddy Kong's Racing right when it came out from Blockbuster, and like, oh man, it was amazing. The hype for that game when it came out. I remember when I was real little, going to the horror movie section. My mom would always pull me away because I would freak myself out just looking at the covers. Used to scare the living hell out of me. Like I would grab. Same. I remember my Blockbuster had a lot of lower budgeted horror movies at the time, because I would have these weird memories of titles that I remembered from back in the day. Really weird films that I'd be like, holy crap, I remember seeing that VHS at Blockbuster. I used to always be mesmerized by the Leprechaun VHS. I used to just stop and look at it all the time. That was one for sure. And then right around the early 2000s, I used to stare at the back of the 13 Ghosts VHS and look
Oh
at
yeah.
the broad that has the big boobs and she's all cut
Yeah.
up. I would
Yeah.
stare at I would stare at that for like as long as I could because I was so freaked out by it. But a young Christian Hanna Horror was like becoming a young adult at the time, so
Yeah.
I would be completely like freaked out by her, but also like I couldn't take my eyes off of her. So
Yeah.
that's one memory for sure. But honestly, when the covers of the Friday movies used to terrify me. Not even I had
Yeah.
no idea, but the movie covers would freak me out when I was really little.
Same.
So yeah.
I remember, 'cause, I was scared by going through the horror movie aisle, but I loved it too. There was something about it. I was gonna say Fright Night. It is one of my favorite movies now, but Fright Night, that cover, when I was a kid, I would see it all the time, and I never wanted to pick up the box because it scared me so much. But I always wanted to kind of like secretly look behind like the either like the shelf or whatever I could to just look at that cover. Um,
Mm.
my favorite video store memories. I always loved the walking in and smelling popcorn. Like you'd walk in and some of those video stores had like popcorn that you could smell. Like I always loved that. So those are always little things like that.
You actually reminded me of a memory I had. We used to go down the road to Violet, Louisiana. This is well
Mm-hmm.
before Hurricane Katrina when I lived down in New Orleans, and we would go down to Violet, and they had a little mom and pop store.
Yeah.
And I remember that was the first time I ever went to. Well, actually, that was the first time I ever went to the horror section, and I saw the VHS for Hellraiser. And I
Oh.
probably just that cover alone, I don't think I slept for like 4 or 5 days. I remember I was playing little league
Mm-hmm.
baseball, and we got done with practice, and we were gonna go get a movie. I remember we rented the Flintstones,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we were kind of walking through, and my mom was like, "Stay with me, Christian," because I was a scaredy cat, and I remember seeing the VHS for Hellraiser, and I was like, "Holy crap!" As a kid, I was like, "What the hell
Yeah.
is that?" And I couldn't get him out of my head for days. Scared the hell out of me.
I was I was like that with Night of the Demons. I remember one time I went into the video store and I saw the Night of the Demons cover, and it terrified me.
Oh yeah,
And I
that's a good
didn't
one.
watch it for the longest time.
That's a good one
Did
too.
not watch it for the longest time. But Brian Goes Blue and Coco 2 are here. What's going on, guys? How are you? Thanks for
Going on.
stopping in. Jamie says about the digital copy for Strangers 2. She will take that. So
Right on.
yeah, she'll take that. But I'm gonna wrap this up in just a little bit. If you guys have and thank you, Rez. He says you rock, Justin. I appreciate it. Bros for life. I love you, Rez. And then he says Christian Hanna Horror. Your horror movie room is sick. So he loves your horror movie room.
I gotta get it vaccinated.
Yeah. But hey guys, if you guys have any last minute questions, please feel free to ask. But I'm gonna wrap up a question that I always ask everybody when I do a live chat with them. And I try to make the channel about positivity and happiness. So my question for you is, what are some of your positives and happiness in life, Christian?
My family, my wife, my dogs,
Yeah.
um, my health,
Yeah.
my friends. I have a decent job. Movies.
Yeah.
Uh, man, I'm a pretty positive cat. I'm a
That's why.
glass I'm a glass half full kind of guy. It's just we all dude. I could kick tomorrow. You could kick tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Any of us could kick tomorrow. It's just like you can't live your life just being upset about stuff all
Yeah.
the time. You just can't do it, man. It's a
Gotta
miserable
enjoy life.
existence.
Gotta love life. You have to love it.
I've been on YouTube for a long time, and I'll get sometimes comments, and they're brutal.
Yeah.
They're brutal.
Yeah.
And I just gotta laugh about it. It doesn't bother me. I just gotta laugh. I'm just saying to myself, I'm just like, bro, like, be a normal person, and just if you see somebody you don't like on the internet, say to yourself, I don't like this jackass.
Yeah.
But to take the time out to put that energy out there to say, dude, you're an idiot, like, to somebody. It's
Right.
just like, especially if it's unwarranted. Now, if somebody's a jackass and you're calling somebody out for being a jackass, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's just like, man, it's just like, you can't live life like that. Live and let live, man. If I'm not
That's
hurting
right.
you or your family, dude, just do your thing. Put positive stuff. That's why that's probably subconsciously why I don't typically review movies I don't like. I just want to put positive shit out there.
Same here.
It's just my style, you know. So, dude, everything makes me happy. My health. I woke up this morning. I had to get my air conditioned. I spent a fortune to get that fixed. But, dude, guess what? I've got cold air now.
Yeah.
Like, should not spend money and just burn to death in Louisiana.
Yeah. And I know that question about positives and happiness, it's, we got to be positive, but I always like to ask people that, though, because again, one of the reasons I love your channel, not just because of the horror movie side of it, is I think you're a positive guy, and I love watching your videos for that.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. Just keep that up. And yeah, like you said, you got to enjoy life, and you got to live life every day and love it. So, and trust me, like I said, you talk about some of those YouTube negative comments. I get those too. And it's just like, sometimes you just have to, you got to ignore them.
You got to say to yourself, I wonder what's going on with this person's life.
Yeah.
They have to let me know that they don't like me.
Yeah.
I don't know this person. Like, it's like, and I don't, I have way worse things happen to me in life. I've had way worse things happen in my life than
same.
Somebody say I'm a jackass idiot because I like the movie.
Yeah.
But it's just a relatable thing since we're on YouTube right now. But, dude, I worked in a retirement home for a while.
Yeah.
When I was still practicing as a nurse. And I've seen regret in a man's eyes. I don't want that.
No.
And that's why I'm not living. That's why I'm not going to just not be happy and thankful. You have to appreciate every goddamn thing you have, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Hey, didn't mean to interrupt you, but I agree. You got to appreciate life. I mean, I battled cancer. I survived cancer, and it's like, you know what? I'm loving life. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, there could be people out there who try to bring you down, but you can't let them bring you down. So you can't let life bring you down.
Yeah, it's just a reflection on them. There's something in their life that they're not happy about. And
by the way, yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But Rez, I know he said he just got off break. He's going back to work. Thank you, Rez, for coming in. I appreciate all you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I'll pop some of these comments up, but Jay says he's thankful for you, Christian. So
no, he's not.
Jamie says, I'm all about spreading the love, spreading positivity and love. We love you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Jay says, positivity, guys. I love it.
Yeah.
Kate Bull Channel says, love, spreading love, guys. And then my buddy Apollo, hey guys, I'm late to the party. I was listening to he was on a Rocky IV podcast, I think it was. Nice. Rocky IV is my favorite of the franchise. But anyway, guys, let's see. Jamie, just love, awesome. Spreading love, I love it. David says, I'm new to you guys, and Nick, but I love you guys. You're great. We love you. Spreading love.
Appreciate it.
But anyway, guys, Christian, thank you so much for being on my YouTube channel. I've been a fan for a long time, and I love I love your positivity. I love your love for horror movies, your passion for it. I love your channel. So keep it up.
Thank
Keep
you,
up what you're
and
doing.
right back at you. I've been watching you way longer than you've been watching me.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. So, but you're a lot of fantastic YouTubers on there. You're definitely one of the best, and I always get excited when a new video of yours pops up. So, just to let you know that, buddy. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll go through some of these real quick. We got Born to Be Rad, Be Excellent to Each Other. Exactly, Garrett. Love his channel as well. Awesome guy. We got, let's see, what else do we have here? Scatterbrain Wes has a question. What can we expect next? What's some upcoming videos that you have going on, Christian?
Again, man, I am a whisper in the wind kind of guy.
Same.
I really don't even want to say because I
Yeah.
don't know. Probably
I'm the
true
same.
romance, but God only knows.
I'm probably gonna do a what is it? Another horror movie boutique episode coming up. So I've been doing that. I think I'm gonna cover Scream Factory next. So
I think you need to do a Rockula, The Vagrant, Dracula 79.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just do something fun. There we go. I love it. I love it. Let's see what else we got here real quick. Jay, have a great night, buddy. Have a great night. Thank you for coming in. Apollo said, did you all see the Friday the 13th Steelbook that Paramount's releasing? I saw that and I was like, Justin, you don't need it.
What's funny is when I saw Roy Burns was on the back of it, I instantly thought of Pizzal.
Did you? Oh, yeah. I love Piz. I love him. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Nick says Child's Play franchise discussion Monday at 5 p.m. We're definitely going to be doing that. So looking forward to that because, people think I love everything. I don't like you. I don't like to review negative stuff. But there are films I don't like. And there's one in that franchise I am not a fan of.
I'll tell everybody this right now. If you want to hear me be really negative in a fun way, not I hate the world way, catch me on Jay the Stingray's channel. That's where like I take my shoes off, so to speak, and
take the shoes off. Yeah. I was like that when we did our Nightmare review, Nightmare discussion video. I was like that. And then let's see. And then Scatterbrains just says, super excited for that one, Nick. Going to be a blast. Excuse me. Anyway, guys, once again, Christian, you're the man. Thank you for coming on this channel, talking with me. I appreciate it. If you guys aren't following Christian, I'm going to leave his channel down below. Any other places that you want people to follow you, buddy? What are some other places that they can find you?
Instagram's where I'm probably the most active socially.
Yeah.
So
Same.
Christian, just type in Christian Hanna Horror. I should pop up. I'm on Twitter. But I don't really use it a whole lot. But you can feel free to follow me there if you want to talk. And I mean, Letterboxd, see Hanna Horror if you want to follow me on Letterboxd and just see what I'm watching. So
nice, buddy, nice. Hey, Jamie, you're welcome. You have a great night too. And then Apollo, real quick, he said, I realized today the 2 greatest slashers of all time have 7 kills between them. Nice. I don't know what they are. But anyway, once again, Christian, thank you for joining the channel. Thank you for joining the live chat. And to everybody, thank you guys so much for your comments, your questions. If I missed anything, I apologize. But you guys are the best. I love you. Christian loves you. Thank you guys, as always, for joining and spreading love and positivity. Oh, Apollo says Psycho and Halloween. Very nice. Very nice. But spreading love and positivity. You guys are the best. Always be yourself because you are amazing and you are beautiful. So, and I'll talk to you guys later. So have a great night, everybody.
Good night.